This is a test to see how fast your brain is. So I'm about to show you 4 words on screen, and you have to let me know as quickly as possible what the color of the text is. So ignore the word completely. So in this example, the text would be purple. All right, here we go. There's going to be 3 levels that get progressively harder. Okay, hopefully level 1 was pretty easy. All right, and then the final level. Okay, how'd you do? Your goal is to not lose track of the chocolate. So for the next 20 seconds, this chocolate's gonna be put under a cup and mixed up into a randomized sequence, and you just wanna follow it as closely as you can. This is easy, you guys could do this. Make sure you don't lose it. I know it can get a bit confusing with all the hands and stuff moving around. All right, you guys still have it? Okay, looking good. Almost there. All right, and here's the reveal. Let's see if you guys got it. So not that one, not that one. Cool, so congratulations if you guys got it, but your brain probably missed the other 3 things that were happening in this video. This is a test to see how well you can spot a liar. So I'm about to show you 2 people speaking, and you have to let me know which one is lying. And if you get it right, I'd love to know how you got there. Okay, here we go, the first one.
When I was in high school, I was the mascot, and this was actually a huge accomplishment because we had to write an essay to become the mascot. So I beat out a lot of competition to do that.
Now the second one.
Last Valentine's Day, my boyfriend took me on a whale watching trip. It was 3 hours, and I puked the entire 3 hours.
All right, place your guess.
I was not telling
How'd
the
you guys
truth.
do? This is a test to see how good your hearing is. So listen closely and let me know at what point your ears pick up the sound. The more you could hear, the better, obviously. Okay. How'd you guys do? I just found out that you could force yourself to be happy, and I just tried it and it worked, so I wanted to show it to you guys. Literally just start smiling and hold a smile for 20 seconds. Yeah, literally force a smile, show those teeth. It's gonna feel weird for sure, but just straight up smile. You could like distract yourself, go to the comments, whatever you have to do, but just keep smiling. You have 10 seconds. It's gonna work, it's crazy. It might be a little bit cringe, but at the end of the day, happiness is cool, so just keep going. Okay, how do you feel? I felt a lot better after it. I hope it worked on you guys. This video is designed to make you angry, so if you can make it all the way through, then you have great patience. Otherwise, let me know what part annoys you the most. Why would they start with this? That's just so stupid. Like, why would you even do that? And that. I can't relate to the contact one. I'm sure that's annoying though. This too. I regret making this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm about to show you 5 examples of the Mandela effect, and if you get them all right, then you have a really good memory. Otherwise, yeah. All right, so first up, we have Curious George. Does he have a tail or does he not have a tail? So he actually doesn't have a tail, so you may have misremembered that. Next up, we have Kit Kat. Is there a hyphen or not a hyphen in between Kit and Kat? So there's not a hyphen. Next up, we have the Monopoly Man. Does he have a monocle or does he not have a monocle? He actually doesn't have a monocle. Okay, then next up, we have Pikachu. Does Pikachu have a black stripe on his tail? Yes or no? He does not have a black stripe on his tail. And then last but not least, you guys remember these robber emojis, right? Except they never actually existed. This is an optical illusion in which half of you guys are going to see the woman spinning clockwise and the other half of you guys are going to see her spinning counterclockwise. But I'm not so focused on which direction you see her spinning in. I'm more focused on whether or not you can see her spinning in both directions. And if you can do that, I mean, the faster you do it, the more dynamic and adaptive your brain is. So if you can get it by the end of this video, then I think you have a pretty sharp brain. Otherwise, but yeah, don't feel too bad. It took me like 2 minutes to get this. It's pretty frustrating, to be honest. There is a trick, but I don't want to spoil the experience for you. Yeah, I mean, it's super trippy. It's actually crazy that humans are fascinated with this stuff, because at the end of the day, it's just like a silhouette spinning. This is a test to see how fast your eyes are. So you're going to have 5 seconds to figure out which image doesn't belong with the rest, and there's going to be 5 levels of increasing difficulty. So here we go. I haven't played this either yet, so I'm with you guys here. All right, I mean, that was easy enough. Level 2. Okay, I see it. All right, 2 for 2. Pretty good start. Assuming everyone's 2 for 2 at this point. Okay. All right, definitely failed that one. Level 4. What? Okay, another failure. 2 for 4, and then level 5 now. This is just straight Pepsi logos. Okay, I was 2 for 5. How'd you do? I'm about to show you 8 different logos, and you have to figure out whether the right one or the left one is correct. All right, the Apple logo. I think it's right facing, so the one on the right. Okay, cool. 1 for 1. Twitter, that's got to be the right too. I think the bird looks like that. All right, nice. 2 for 2. Samsung, oh, I don't know. It's got to be the one on the left. I think the A is there. What? Okay, Starbucks is definitely the one on the left with the white star. I know that. Cool. 3 for 4. Domino's, I have no idea. The one on the left, maybe? Okay, another one wrong. 3 for 5. Both of these Uncle Ben's look the same. There's no difference. I don't know. The one on the right? Okay, 3 for 6. Green or yellow first? I think it's green first, so the one on the left. Are you kidding me? 3 for 7. All right, right? I think Google Chrome has red on top. Okay, 4 for 8. How'd you guys do? This test will see how good your peripheral vision is. So you're going to want to start off by looking at the number 19 in the middle of the screen. And then when I say go, you're going to find the number 1. And then you have 20 seconds to find each successive number afterwards. Easy enough, right? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. And make sure you're not cheating. So as you see each number, really zero in on it. So don't just look at it from afar. Okay, at this point, you're about halfway done. Hopefully around like the 15 to 17 range at this point. Cool, 5 more seconds. Hope you guys are doing good. 3, 2, 1, cool. All right, how'd you do? This test will see how good your short-term memory is. So you have basically 15 seconds to memorize as much as you can on screen, so good luck. And then I'm just gonna ask you 4 easy questions, so you got this. Nice, so you have about 5 more seconds. Cool. 3, 2, 1. Question 1. So what time did the clock show? Let's see how observant you were. So that would be 12 o'clock. Next up, what was the last digit in the number sequence in the top left? That was 4. What was the arrow pointing at? Well, it was pointing at a fruit, and that was a banana. And then lastly, how many legs were in the picture? So think about the animals, count up their total legs, and that would be 8. So how'd you guys do? This test will see if you're colorblind. So for the next 8 images, all you want to do is say the number that you see within the circle. So here we go. And also, the quicker it takes you to get it, the better you are at differentiating between these colors. You get all 8, then you have perfect vision. If not, might want to see a doctor. Okay. Some of these were tough for sure. Like this one, I think I didn't get first try actually. All right. And last one. Okay, how'd you do? This test will see if you're an introvert. So I'm about to show you 4 sequences and you'll have 5 seconds to find the specified object. So first up, find a croissant. I think this one is the toughest, so if you get this, then you're probably smooth sailing. Now you have to find a parachute. And by the way, I think the logic behind this is that introverts look within, so they're more likely to find the objects apparently. Now find a snail. This one's probably the easiest. Cool, and now last up, you have to find a button. 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Okay, if you got more than half, then you might be an introvert. This test will show where your blind spots are. So humans don't really have a true 180-degree field of vision. We actually have some blind spots that our mind makes up for. And to prove this and figure out where your blind spots are, you could quickly take this test. All right, so it works best on mobile, but I'm sure any device would work. You want to cover your right eye with your right hand, and then with your left eye, you want to look at that plus sign and really focus, and then bring the device in and out until you could no longer see the dot on the left. There should be a point around like 6 inches from your eye in which it totally disappears. After doing that, if you want to check it for the other eye, just put your left hand over your left eye, and then use your right eye to look at that circle and do the same thing. All right, let me know if it works. Let's see how fast your reaction time is. So I'm about to show you 2 tests. One has an audio cue, one doesn't have an audio cue, and all you have to do is pause the video as soon as the red button turns green. All right, so here's test number 1. All right, ideally you want to get under 250 milliseconds or 0.25 because that's a human reaction speed. Here's the one with the audio cue, of course. All right, how'd you guys do? This will show you if you're right or left brain dominant. So the right side of the brain is associated with creativity and emotion, whereas the left side of the brain is a bit more logical and analytical. So here's 3 unique tests, and just keep track of what you do for each of them. So first up, you want to put one hand on top of the other, just like this. If it's a bit inconvenient because you're on your phone, you could do it with your feet. So now note which thumb or foot is on top. So if it's the right thumb or foot on top, that's the left brain actually doing that, because the left side of the brain controls the right motor function and vice versa. All right, so next up, draw a circle. You don't need like a pen or paper, you could do it with your finger. But note which way you draw the circle. So if you do it clockwise, that's your right brain. If you do it counterclockwise, that's your left brain. So last up, hold something in front of you. It could be your phone, it could even be a finger, just look at it. And now focus a bit more closely by closing one eye. And so whatever eye you close, the opposite brain is what's responsible for doing that. How'd you do? I'm about to show you 8 different logos, and you have to figure out whether the right one or the left one is correct. All right, here we go. So Puma. The Puma is definitely jumping toward the left. So the left one. Cool. All right, 1 for 1. NASA's got to have a yellow ring, right? To like represent the sun, maybe. Okay, 1 for 2. Adidas is definitely the left. It looks really ugly, the one on the right. Cool, 2 for 3. Coca-Cola. Probably the one on the left. This one's tough. Yeah, left. Okay, 3 for 4. HP. I think it definitely runs through the circle, so I say the one on the left. Nice, 4 for 5. I don't own anything Fila. I have no idea. The one on the right, maybe? Nice, okay, cool. So that's 5 for 6. Rolex. Don't own one of those, but the left one? Nice, okay, cool. And then last one. I legit see no difference, so the one on the right, maybe? Oh, there we go. All right, 7 for 8. How'd you guys do? Let's see how well you guys can spot a fake smile. So I'm about to show you 3 people, and you have to differentiate between the real smile and the AI-generated one. So I'm pretty sure the trick is to look at the eyes. It's very subtle differences, but they're definitely there. Okay, next up. This one's probably the easiest. Also, I guess this is a sort of empathy test too. And then final one, here she is. This is probably the toughest. These kind of look identical. All right, cool. Well, how'd you guys do? Let's see how old your hearing is. So all you have to do is listen closely and let me know at which point you can no longer hear the sound. All right, well, how old are you guys? Let's see who's a sociopath. So I'm going to ask you a few easy questions meant to condition you, and then at the end, I'm going to ask you another question that you just have to answer as quickly as possible. See, pretty easy. Just a couple math questions. You'll just have a few more. Remember, think fast. Okay, so now think of a color and a tool. If you said red hammer, you're not a sociopath. Everybody else, you might be. This test will see how fast your eyes are. So you're gonna have 5 seconds to figure out which image doesn't belong with the rest, and there's gonna be 5 levels of increasing difficulty. So here we go. My first playthrough as well, so let's see. Oh, that one's easy. Cool. Not too bad, good start. Okay, got that one. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Level 3. I have no idea what I'm even looking at here. Okay, 2 for 3. What, they're spinning now? Oh, I actually see this one. Okay, cool. All right, level 5. Yeah, okay, no shot. I'm not even looking at this. All right, how'd you guys do? Let's see how well you know your flags. So just choose the right one based on the country they asked for. So first up, Germany. And it's meant to trick you because the other flag is going to be a different country. Like that one was Belgium. So here's Iceland. And the other one is Faroe Islands. Next up, Cuba. All right, this one should be easy. The other one's Puerto Rico. Good. Colombia. Could be a tough one. This is the Americans' chance to shine. All right, United States. All right, if you get this wrong, this is the only one you should be getting right for sure. Good. 2 more. India. Is it green on top or orange on top? Gonna be orange. And then last up, Australia. One of them's New Zealand, so choose carefully. All right, well, how'd you guys do? Let's see if you can guess these people's age. I would say 4 years old. 2, okay. Oh, this is a 16-year-old. This is like a junior in high school. All right. Oh, she's probably 6. Okay. Oh, 75. I'll put my life on this one. This is like in the 70s. 60? Oh, wow. 28? No shot. That's got to be a typo. I feel like I know this guy. 21? 28, okay. And then last one. Oh, that's Jane Fonda. She's like 75. All right, how'd you guys do? What do you see when you first look at this image? Some people may say a red dot, some people may say the flag of Japan, but in reality, there's actually an image embedded within the red circle that only 10% of you can see. So the way that you could see it is by relaxing your eyes a little bit, or you could try playing around with the brightness on your device. Now, I won't spoil what it is, but if you look closely, you should be able to see it, so let me know if it works. Let's see how long you could hold your breath for. So on the count of 3, you're gonna wanna take a deep breath and then hold it for as long as possible. 3, 2, 1. How'd you guys do? Let's see how predictable you are. So I'm going to ask you a few easy questions meant to condition your brain, and at the very end, you have to answer the ultimate question as quickly as possible. All right, here we go. Not too bad, right? Some pretty easy math questions. This one requires some thinking, so sorry about that. All right, 2 more. And last one, 8 plus 8. So now quickly think of a vegetable. All right, well, at least you guys didn't think of carrot, right? This is called the urinal test. So if you're a guy, you choose where you would pee based on the given situation. And if you're a girl, this might not make a lot of sense to you, but feel free to play along. So let's see how good your etiquette is. This one's a no-brainer. I'd definitely go all the way to the right. You want to space yourself as much as you can. Here, I'd probably go to the same thing, because anything else and you're kind of too close to people, you definitely don't want those 2 in the middle, because then you're like stacked between people. This one's a no-brainer. You want to go directly in the middle, otherwise you're shoulder to shoulder with somebody, which is super weird. This is a lose-lose, honestly, all around, but I think you just have to take one of the edges. I don't think it matters too much. I think you go middle here, because if you go to the left, you're going to be next to 2 people on your left, whereas if you're on the middle one, you only have 1 person directly to your right. I don't know. Do you guys agree? Many people consider this to be the greatest optical illusion in the world. It's called Schroeder's staircase, and I think it actually won an award a couple of years ago. But anyways, it looks like a descending staircase from left to right. But if you flip your device over and then you blink, all of a sudden it's going to look just like it did originally. And what's even crazier is that if you look at it from a ton of different angles, you could probably unlock some more things too. Enjoy. Here's a quick and easy 15-second personality quiz. And I usually don't like these, but this one's pretty cool. So all you have to do is answer the 3 questions as quickly as possible. So first up, if you could be an animal, which animal would it be? Okay, now let's say that animal doesn't exist, so choose another animal. And now finally, let's say both of those animals don't exist, so choose a third one. So depending on your answers to these questions, we could figure out your personality. So the first animal you chose is how you want people to perceive you. So if you chose a lion, for instance, you want people to perceive you to be strong or ferocious. The second animal is how people actually see you. And then the third animal is who you actually are. Pretty cool, right? Let's see if you could guess who lives in these fictional houses. You guys are gonna hate me after this. I have no idea. Rick and Morty, okay. This is Goku's house, 100%. Of course, I know the anime one. I have no idea. Wow, I'm so bad at this. The regular show, I've never watched, okay. This is definitely Phineas and Ferb, I hope, okay. 2 for 4. I thought it was Codename Kids Next Door. I have no idea, though. Adventure Time, wow, okay. This is Backyardigans. I think this is Uniqua's house. Pablo's house, all right. And this is Mr. Krabs' house, and Pearl's too, I guess, right? All right, 4 for 7. How'd you guys do? Here's a 5-question test to determine your mental age. So answer the questions as quickly as possible and keep track of your total points. So first up, which color is the most dominant? Okay, now remember these points. Question 2, which of these shades of pink is your favorite? So if you could choose any. All right, there's the results for that. Question 3, which of these paint splatters is your favorite? Pretty interpretive one. Question 4 now. Which of these colors is the brightest? All right, and now final question. Which of these shades of blue is your favorite? Cool, so now tally up your total points, and here's the results, and let me know what your age is. Here's a fun test to see if you're easily bored. So this DVD logo is going to hit the corner at some point in this video, and what you have to do is estimate how long it took from the beginning of this video to the point when it actually hits the corner. But the one rule is you can't actually count. So you just have to sort of feel time out. I know it's a bit weird, but the logic behind this is that if you say a time that's longer than the time that has actually elapsed, you think that time stretches out and you're probably prone to boredness. And vice versa. So let's just wait and see. I have no idea when it's even gonna hit, so we're in this together. Feel free to look around my room, whatever. I have nothing more planned for you. You could follow, subscribe, depending on which platform you're on. Let's just wait it out though, hopefully soon. Okay, cool. So place your bet. How long do you think that took? And there's the answer. So how'd you guys do? The video I'm about to play for you has no sound, but about 10% of you will still hear something, and this could be due to low-level synesthesia. So basically the auditory cortex in your brain is activated whenever you have visual stimuli. So here, you can test it out. I promise there's no sound playing, so let me know if it worked for you. If you could see the word inscribed within this image, it means you have base level night vision. But let's advance a bit further to see how well you can actually see in the dark. So it's going to get progressively more difficult. I think around level 4 is when I stop seeing things. Still good right now. Alright. Yeah, so I straight up can't see anything here. But I could see level 6, so I could read this word. And then this final word, when making this, I still have no idea what this says, so if you have it, let me know. Let's see if you could guess which logo is correct, and this one's apparently really tough, so let's see. TikTok, I'm pretty sure, is blue first and then pink, so the one on the right. Cool. eBay, kind of looks like Google. I think it's red first, because red is a dominant color, yeah. Amazon's definitely the one on the left. I think the hidden message is like they have everything in stock from A to Z. All right, MasterCard. I think this is also red first. This might be the trend here. Okay, cool. 4 for 4. Firefox. I think it has the eyes, right? That would make sense. No? All right, 4 for 5. Oh, I love Duncan. I think it's orange on top. Okay, cool. 5 for 6. And then last one, Tesla. I'm not even seeing the difference. Oh, that E. The one on the right, maybe? No. All right, 6 for 8. How'd you guys do? We're back with the urinal test, but this one's apparently a bit tougher. So if you're a guy, you choose where you would pee based on the given situation. And if you're a girl, feel free to play along. All right, so first up, we have this formation. You just go 7 here. I can't think of a universe where you'd want to voluntarily pee next to guys. All right. Now we have a clean slate. So it may be enticing to go 4, but I think you go 1 or 7 here because you want to be considerate of others. Cool. Kind of the same story here. So 3 might look good, but you don't want to be sandwiched between 2 guys. So I think you go 7 and take the edge. All right. This kind of sucks regardless, but I think you go 1 instead of 3 or 4 because, again, it's like the sandwich thing. You want to minimize damage. All right. And last up. So this just looks pretty bad. I mean, if the stall is open, you take it, but we're assuming the stall isn't open. I mean, I'm a bit pee shy myself. I'd probably go 2 here, though. All right, nice. How'd you guys do? Many people consider this to be the greatest optical illusion of all time, although it's not really an illusion because you could prove it with geometry. Anyways, it's called the Trammel of Archimedes, which is essentially a mathematical mechanism that forms an ellipses or a circle. So as you can see, each individual dot is moving linearly on its own path, but as you continue to add more and more, it creates the illusion or the reality that it's moving in a circle. And if you don't believe me, you could check each path individually and you'll quickly see that I'm not lying. Now that it's almost filled up, it is true that lines can become circles. Pretty cool, right? Let's see if you could guess the age of these 7 people. What am I supposed to do with this? I don't know, 4 months? 8 months prenatal. How come when you're born, you're not like 9 months old? This girl's probably like 15. 12? This guy's in good shape. He's probably like 40. 47, wow, good genetics. This guy looks good for his age, probably 50. 63? Wow, the fountain of youth. This kid's probably like 15. 16, okay, I'll count that. He looks old, but also relatively young. 90? 116. Cheese looks around maybe my age, 24. Oh, let's go. All right, how'd you guys do? Here's a test to see if you're a guy. So we're about to look at 5 images without context, and if you understand most of them, then you have the psyche of a man. Otherwise, yeah. All right, so first up, we have a bunch of footprints, and it looks like one of them goes off track. I think I've seen this before. Yeah, you're just making an adjustment, it looks like, so we've all been there. Now we have a heat map of the body, and it looks like red in the armpit and the crotch area. So this must be alluding to getting washed, and if that's the case, I feel like guys should be more hygienic and treat their whole body as red. Now we have clear history and data. I think girls do this too, right? I mean, this is pretty universal. Plus we have incognito mode now, so it kind of changes the game a bit. This looks like some mathematical functions. I don't know what this could mean, actually. Yeah, I have no idea. And then last up, we have Normal Day versus Home Alone. Yeah, okay. I mean, it depends if you're a righty or lefty to begin with, but I'm pretty sure we've all been here, so how'd you do? Let's see if you have a normal mind. So I'm going to give you a series of instructions and questions, and you just have to answer them as quickly as possible. So here we go. First up, think of a number between 1 and 10. Got it? All right, cool. So now double that number. Add 8. Divide that by 2. And now subtract your original number from that number. So whatever you're left with, now you want to take the corresponding letter in the alphabet. So if you're left with 1, for example, you're going to have A. If you have 2, you'll have B, and so on and so forth. So now choose a country that starts with that letter. Awesome. So now take the next letter in the alphabet. So if you had A originally, this would now be B. If you had C, it would be D. And now choose an animal that starts with that letter. Great. So now you're going to choose the color of that animal because there could be some variation. Awesome. So all done. So if you chose a gray elephant from Denmark, you may have a very normal mind. Let's see if we could spot the correct logos. So first up, we have Netflix. So I think the N protrudes a bit, so it should be the one on the right. Okay. Now Spotify. Spotify's definitely 3. 4 looks so wrong. I'd hope. Okay, cool. 2 for 2. Nintendo Switch. So that's going to be the one on the left. Also, I think in marketing, they like to go from left to right, top to bottom. Sprite. I mean, that should be the one on the right with the dotted eye, I think. Okay, 4 for 4. Microsoft. Maybe the one on the left, just because it's red dominant in the top left. Okay. Cartoon Network. I think the one on the left, it should be black square first. Okay, and then finally we have Discord. The one on the right's like a combination of Discord and Android, so the one on the left, right? All right, cool. How'd you guys do? According to science, these are the 3 most annoying sounds ever, so let's see if you can make it through 5 seconds of each of them. And if you enjoy this for some reason, you're probably a psychopath. Crying babies are only really bad on planes. This always gives me chills. What? This is called the intuition test. So we're going to look at 6 different images and you have to figure out what's happening. I'd say if you get more than half of them right, then you probably have good intuition. So first up, we have this guy. Is he a dog or a cat person? Probably got to be a dog person, right? He's pretty well groomed. I feel like dog people have their shit together. Okay, nice. Next up, is this a lemon or a lime? That's just got to be a lemon, right? It just straight up looks like it. Plus, I feel like the way light reflects off yellow is kind of like that. Okay, 2 for 2. What date is this? This is August 18th, of course. Okay, or not. How old is she? It looks like she's having a celebration, maybe like a quinceañera, 21st, but I'm going to go 18. She looks pretty much like an 18-year-old. Nice. Is this coffee or tea? That's got to be coffee just because it looks like there's a lot of milk mixed into there. I guess tea could as well, but let's go coffee. All right. And then last up, is this a woman's or a man's hand? I feel like my hand kind of looks like that, so let's go man. Oh, let's go. All right, how'd you guys do? Only 10% of people are able to see the angry man in this image. So most of you guys are going to see the guy gazing off to the right, but that's only half of this illusion. There's actually another face hidden within here somewhere. The thing is, anybody could see it. It's just going to take a while. Like, it took me 10 minutes. It actually sucked. It was super frustrating looking for it, but it is there. I kind of want to give you a hint, but part of me also wants you to look for yourself because then it would just be spoiling it. It is cool once you see it, and once you see it, you could kind of flip back and forth between the first guy you saw and then the angry man. Like right now, I have like a fused vision of both. But let me know if you're able to see it. Let's see if you could guess the age of these 7 people. I could see this kid being 10 or 11. Looks pretty standard. 8? Are you kidding me? Wow, this is the oldest person I've ever seen. This is probably like 120. 108, good for her. Standard dad here, probably like 55, 60. 50, okay, on the young side. She's definitely like 26, mid-20s, 29, okay. He looks pretty youthful. I'd say maybe like 65, 70. There we go, okay. Every baby looks the same to me. This could be like 10 months, okay. I wouldn't have got that. This is a trick. This person's probably like 35. 44? Okay, there's no shot. Here's a quick test to see if you're a psychopath. So most people are aware of the trolley problem, but if not, I'll quickly summarize it. A train is about to kill 5 people, and you as a bystander have the option to pull a lever so that it only kills 1. Would you do it? Now this isn't the issue, because most people would actually pull the lever, and from a utilitarian standpoint it makes sense, because you're saving more people. But now let's say instead of a lever, you have to push a fat guy onto the track to stop the train. Would you do that? Now the issue of course is that this action is a lot more direct, and so it should cause an internal conflict. If you push the guy without hesitation, you may have some psychopathic tendencies because you're solely employing logical reasoning to solve moral dilemmas. It also might mean you have a hypofunctional ventromedial prefrontal cortex, which basically means that your evaluation of fear and judgment might be a bit abnormal. But regardless though, let me know what you guys would do. Here's a test to see if you have ADHD. So you want to focus your eyes on that flashing dot in the middle of the screen, and as you stare at it, the surrounding yellow spots will gradually vanish from your consciousness one by one. But as soon as you let your eyes wander, the effect is broken and the dots will reappear. So if you can only make 1 or 2 of the spots vanish, then I'd say you're easily distracted and find it difficult to hold your attention for long, and thus you might have ADHD. If you can make them all disappear, then I'd say you have a normal attention span. And if you can make them disappear for 5 to 10 seconds, which less than 1% of people can do, then you have an extraordinary attention span. But let me know how it goes. Here's a test to see if you're a girl. So we're about to look at 5 images without context, and if you understand most of them, then you have the psyche of a woman. Otherwise, yeah. All right, so first up, we have this chair. I have no idea what this is trying to tell me. This is just one of those school chairs. Maybe it's just uncomfortable because of their like lumbar or something. Okay, next up, shampoo full, conditioner depleted. Yeah, I just recently discovered you're supposed to condition your hair daily and not shampoo your hair daily, so I definitely understand this now. This is a hair tie. Looks like it's starting to come apart a bit, so maybe just from like constant use, it starts to degrade. That would be my guess here. I have no idea where they're shoving these Q-tips, but I don't know what would create that black on there. Maybe it's their ear. Probably makeup related though, that's my guess. And then last up, okay, I know this. I've been to stores with like my sisters before. When they try on lipstick and stuff, they check the colors on their skin. So that's what that is. But how'd you guys do? Let's see how creative your mind is. So we're gonna look at 5 different images and you have to interpret what each looks like. And if you're creative, you should yield some pretty unique answers. The first up, for me, this is like a candle. And if you want to be unique, then you want to get an answer that's different from the most common. So there, I'm very basic, I guess. This looks like, it looks like the Four Corners almost, that thing in the United States between like Colorado and Arizona. Okay, footprints in a circle. This is just a compass, 100%. That's probably going to be the most common answer though, yeah. Okay, I'm definitely not super unique so far. This looks like a giraffe's neck. I hope that's not basic. Of course it is. And then last one, DNA. No, that was a really dumb answer. I'm going to stick with it. I have no idea. Lights. All right, well, what would you guys say? This might be the craziest optical illusion you'll ever see. It's called Troxler's fading, and it can actually do 2 things. So first, if you stare at that cross in the middle for 15 to 20 seconds, the gray spots around the circles will suddenly begin to disappear. This is because our brain ignores visual scenes that don't change, so if you focus on the moving objects, the rest becomes kind of irrelevant. But what I think is even cooler and a bit crazier is that if you follow that light gray circle for like 20 seconds, the gray spots all of a sudden become green. I think it's because we fatigue our cone cells in our eyes, but it's basically a 2-in-1 illusion, so let me know if it works. Here's a test to see if you have good verbal memory, so try your best to memorize the 25 words that are about to flash on screen, and then I'll ask some questions at the end. Okay, so first question, did any word appear twice? And if you remember the word, then you get extra points. There's actually no word that appeared twice. Question 2, what was the first word that appeared? If you said dog, you would be correct. And then the final question, how many of these words appeared? If you said none, you would be correct, because none of these words actually appeared. So let me know how you guys did. According to psychologists, if you could solve this riddle, then you might be a psychopath. So here we go. So a woman is attending her mother's funeral when all of a sudden she meets a guy she doesn't know. The guy is perfect, like she really thinks it could be the love of her life. But the only issue is she never gets the guy's name or number and nobody else seems to know who he is. Then all of a sudden, a few days later, she randomly kills her sister. So the question is, why would she kill her sister? If you instantly said, well, of course she killed her sister so she could see that guy again, hopefully at the funeral, then you might be a psychopath. The reason being is because psychopaths tend to justify their actions so long as they meet a specific end goal. So let me know how you did. If you're under the age of 25, you shouldn't be able to pass this quiz. So we're going to look at 6 different images without context, and you have to figure out what's going on in each of them. So first up, do people really not know what this is? Do they not use these in shoe stores anymore? This is what measures your foot. How else are you supposed to find out? This is the old Wendy's packaging. Wendy's used to hit really different when it was in this, like a good Frosty or a Fry. This guy's about to draw an S, the Superman S. He used to do that a lot. I don't know exactly what this is used for. I feel like it's for like those floppy disks, but I've never actually owned one of these. That's Tom from MySpace, pretty iconic picture. And then I'm not really sure what this is. I think it used to be maybe a Pizza Hut because of like that thing at the top. I feel like that's pretty specific to that, but let me know how you guys did. This optical illusion is gonna blow your mind. So which way do you see this spinning? Left, right, up, down? Well, technically all of those answers are correct. It's called the dual axis illusion, and if you properly focus, you can actually get it to rotate in all 4 directions. It might take a little bit, so try to focus on those intersecting points and you should have an easier time switching between each axis. It's well worth the attempt though, because once you can master all 4 directions, you'll feel unstoppable. What do you get when you solve for this equation? I'm sure many people have seen this before, but depending on how you interpret order of operations, you'll either come up with 1 or 9. So we all agree that you should add 2 and 1 to get to this point, but then this is where the differences emerge. I personally view the right half as a grouped expression and thus notate it like this. This of course would yield 1, but the counterargument is just applying order of operations cleanly from left to right, which would then of course yield 9. But let me know what you guys think. Here's a test to see if you have a dirty mind. So we're gonna look at 8 different words and you just have to say the first thing that comes to your mind, but don't lie. All right, so here we go. Rub, that one's easy. Lust, feel like I'm falling into their trap. But what else are you supposed to say there? Feel like I'm doing really poorly. Blow. Maybe glow I should have said. Cook. Okay, they didn't get me there. I know what they want me to say. Wide? What could that even be? And then but who's not saying here? This test will see if you're boring. So if you know the answers to these 6 questions, then you probably don't have a personality. So here we go. Which shade of beige is different from the others? That's gotta be top left. There we go. I don't know if that's good if I got that. What font is this? Times New Roman? The Libri. Okay, that was my second guess. What is this called? Nobody knows what that's called. No shot. An aglet? Nobody knows that. Which number is missing from the dartboard? 14? 12? Okay. Which of these woods is more expensive? I have no idea. Okay, Bacote. What does this Morse code say? SOS? LOL. Alright, how'd you guys do? Here's a quick test to see how lucky you are. So I'm going to ask you 3 random questions and all you have to do is provide an answer, and don't think too much about it. It's completely arbitrary. So first up, think of a number between 1 and 10. So the answer is 7. Think of a color now. The answer is red, and now think of a letter. The answer is S. So if you got one of those right, then I'd say you're pretty lucky, and anything more than that, and you really defied the odds. This is called the etiquette test. So we're going to look at 5 different images, and if you have good etiquette, then you should be able to point out what's wrong with each of them. Otherwise, you might not have good manners. So here we go. This one's pretty easy. The guy should always be walking closest to the road when he's with a girl, just in case, I guess, a car comes to clip you or goes through a puddle. All right, so I used to work at a banquet hall, and I'm pretty sure the forks are supposed to go on the left, so then you can cut with your right hand, which is kind of discriminatory towards lefties, but who cares about them? This person's holding the wine glass wrong. You want to hold it by the stem to avoid heating it with your body heat. This guy's like taking up multiple seats. Also, she could be pregnant. If she's pregnant, you should always be giving up your seat, so that's a no-brainer. And then lastly, yeah, when you're with a group of people, especially at dinner, you should put your phones down. I'm sure a lot of you guys are doing that right now, actually. But how'd you do? Let's see how you like your meat cooked. So it's pretty simple. We're going to look at 5 different meats, and you just have to note how well you like each cooked. And if you're a vegan, this might not make a lot of sense to you, so you can keep scrolling. So here we go. So first up is steak. I'm personally a medium guy when it comes to steak. I think anything more than that and you're eating shoe leather. Rare is kind of nasty too. It should be medium rare or medium. Pork, I didn't even realize you could go below like medium well. That can't be good for you. This has got to be medium well or higher. I'm not a big ground beef guy. I think burgers I typically like a bit more cooked, so maybe a medium well here. Eggs, hard-boiled specifically, I'm probably at the 8 to 10 minute mark. I don't know why somebody would like voluntarily have a 1 to 2 minute boiled egg. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And then last up, chicken. So I'm a sashimi guy, so I'd probably go raw, but let me know what you guys think. I'm about to trick your brain into seeing colors. So right now you'll notice that I'm in black and white. I actually made it a point to wear pretty bright colors, but you won't be able to see these yet. So to unlock these colors, you're going to want to stare at the black X on top of my hat for the next 15 seconds. What we're doing is creating a negative after image by overexposing your retinas to specific colors. As a result, your brain is going to invert the original colors when the video replays, and you should be able to see my full colors. So just keep staring, we're almost there. Good job. And cool, so you're about to see me in black and white again, so let me know if you see the colors and let me know what I'm wearing. If you're an observant person, you'll notice something wrong in this video. Now, I know there's not a lot going on and it looks fairly normal, but trust me, there's definitely something wrong here. It honestly should be pretty easy to see if you're looking in the right places. I thought I made it somewhat obvious. I'm actually curious how many people got it already. There's a nice couple walking by, but it has absolutely nothing to do with them or really anybody in this video. If you're truly observant though, you definitely would have noticed it at this point. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the video, so let me know if you found something wrong. Let's see what you call these 6 things, and it's going to differ depending on where you live, but honestly I don't care because there's only one answer anyways, so here we go. Alright, so this one's obviously an apartment. I know the UK thinks it's a flat. I don't know who's calling it a unit, like it's a storage unit, but that's wrong. This, of course, is a bathroom. I know, like, fancy people call it a restroom. Obviously not a restroom. There's no resting going on here. Could be a washroom, but washroom's, like, a bit Amish. We have technology now. This is a cookie. Like, in what universe is this a biscuit? Like a KFC biscuit? And then Bicky, that's definitely Australian. But no, this is a cookie. This one's a pepper, but I could see it being called a bell pepper, just getting a bit more specific. Capsicum. I don't know if that's, like, a capsaicin derivative term, but that's obviously wrong. This is a rain boot. I've heard gum boots before in the UK. It just sounds pretty dumb. Wellies, that's definitely Australian, but that's a rain boot. And then last up, this of course is candy. Sweets isn't the worst thing in the world, but lollies is just completely wrong because there's no lollipops here. But what do you guys think? If you're over the age of 11, you should get every one of these general knowledge questions correct. So let's do this. And since I made the quiz, I know all the answers, so I'll just give some commentary. So the largest organ in the body is the skin. Second largest is the liver. First president of the United States is also the only president without a political party, George Washington, although some people say he was a Federalist. How many days in a leap year? Can't forget about February 29th, so that's 366. Which planet is closest to the sun? So that's going to be Mercury, although that's not the hottest. That goes to Venus. How many colors are in a rainbow? If you remember Roy G. Biv, you would know that this is 7. How many legs does a spider have? So a spider is an arachnid, as are scorpions, mites, and ticks, and they all have 8. Capital of the United States. Kind of just have to know this one. Hopefully you didn't say New York or LA because it's Washington, D.C. And then the fastest land animal, topping at 75 miles per hour, is the cheetah. So how'd you guys do? Only a true foodie is able to tell these foods apart, so let's see how we do. So first up, which is a banana? Banana's got to be the one on the left. I think the right's a plantain. Okay, nice. Which is jelly? Jelly's got to be the one on the left. The one on the right looks like some sort of grape spread. Jam. Okay, cool. Which is cilantro? I don't get why cilantro gets a bad rap. Everybody says it tastes like mint. I think it's amazing. But cilantro should be the one on the left. The one on the right, I don't know what that is. Parsley, okay. Which is a cucumber? Oh, wow. I never realized how similar it looks to whatever this gourd is. It definitely doesn't have that bulb, though. So the one on the left? Okay, zucchini. Wow. Which is a peach? Definitely the one on the left. Which is lettuce? Okay, so we have bunnies, so I know what lettuce looks like. It's definitely the one on the right. Don't know what the left is. Cabbage. And then which is tofu? So I'm a meat guy, but I think it's the one on the left because you like chop it off. All right, cool. How'd you guys do? Here's a test to see if you're a human. So we're going to look at a few AI-related questions, and if you really are a human, you should get most of them correctly. Otherwise, yeah. All right, so first up, which picture is real? Well, there's no way this is a guy, so you got to rule out the top ones. I think the bottom left looks good to me. Oh, wow. No way. Is she real? Well, they want me to say no, but she's literally real. This looks like an actual person. Okay, terrible start. Which facial hair is real? I think I'd go top left. I think he rocks the stash. Okay, beard too. I guess that makes sense. Is this cat real? Yeah, that looks real. Okay, I finally got one right. Prove my sentience. Did an AI paint this picture? Yeah, this is an AI for sure. It looks like they just copy-pasted a photo. Nice, now we're rolling. And then finally, is she real? I mean, probably not. I don't trust the AI. Oh, wow, she is real. Okay, cool. Well, how'd you guys do? Here's a test to see if you're American. So we're going to look at a few different images, and if everything looks normal to you, then you're definitely from the United States. So here we go. So first we have the imperial system. I mean, I'm not here to argue. It's what I know and it works, and honestly, it is pretty superior. PB&J. Wait, does the rest of the world not know what this is? It's one of the greatest delicacies we have to offer. This looks like a receipt and the taxes circled. Yeah, I've heard that sales tax is a weird concept, how it's like not included in the display price, so I guess that is a bit sneaky. I'm by no means a big defender of sales tax, so I'll concede on that. I hate all tax, to be honest. This is actually the only correct way to write dates, and I'll defend this all the time. It should always be month, day, year. Free refills. Yeah, I can't believe this isn't the norm. This is like an awesome perk that's offered. So definitely love this. And then finally, okay, I don't love the cracks in the bathroom stalls. That's actually so weird, making direct eye contact while you're vulnerable and exposed. So you got us there, but let me know if you're American. Here's a test to see if you're white. So we're gonna look at 6 different images, and if most of them excite you, then you're 100% white. So here we go. So first up, we have unseasoned chicken. This is actually pretty nasty. I feel like the more north in Europe you go, the blander the chicken dishes become. I've been lucky not to be around it too much. Trader Joe's. I don't mind Trader Joe's. I hate to say it, but it's pretty overrated. I tried a few of their microwavable meals once that sounded good, and then they ended up not tasting the best. Dogs kissing your mouth. I mean, I'll die on this hill, but I'll risk the negligible bacteria transfer to give my dog a kiss. Like, literally, who cares? Just say you don't know what love is and move on. Disc golf. I mean, disc golf's pretty fun. I don't play it too much, actually. Hockey. Yeah, I guess hockey is pretty white. But there's some black players, though, right? Like PK Subban or whatever his name is. And then finally, Japan. I feel like this is a direct attack on the American weeb community. I mean, as an anime guy, I could see how people become obsessed over it. But yeah, let me know how you did. Let's see how strong your willpower is. So for the next 20 seconds, all you have to do is not look at my shirt. So just try your best to resist the urge. I'll even throw up a 15-second video to help you pass the time. It's a pretty interesting clip, actually. It's way better than whatever's down here. So if you still haven't looked, I'm super proud of you, because I know it's tough. I even put red text and everything. You're truly resilient and demonstrate amazing willpower. Okay, good job. We're almost there. And done. See? I mean, that wasn't too bad. You did it. Let's see if we could guess the country from only the first 2 letters. So here we go. RU. I thought of Rutgers University, but that's Russia, 100%. Cool. And I think there's only one country that has these first 2 initials. So QA. I thought of QAnon, but it's Qatar, right? Or Qatar. Nice. Dirty mind. Snuck up on me again. That's Cuba. Cool. UK. So that's not the United Kingdom. Oh, Ukraine. Yeah. SR. What? SR. Oh, Sri Lanka. Okay. Romania. Definitely Romania. And then finally, Jojo. Jordan. Okay, cool. How'd you guys do? Here's some people who lived a lot more recently than you think. So Rosa Parks died in 2005, which means she was alive for 9/11 and could have watched Shrek if she wanted to. Speaking of movies, though, famed silent film actor Charlie Chaplin died in 1977, so he could have watched Star Wars or technically met 50 Cent. Also dying in the 70s in 1973 was Pablo Picasso, who many people mistakenly believe lived in the 1500s, but here's actually a colorized photo of him. Princess Diana and Mother Teresa died just days apart in 1997, and this one isn't about their deaths, but it's pretty crazy. Martin Luther King and Anne Frank were born in the same exact year in 1929. And as a bonus, woolly mammoths were still around the same time the Egyptians built the pyramids. I had to double check that one, but it's absolutely true. Pretty crazy, right? Only people who enjoy eating can tell the difference between these foods, so let's see how we do. So first up, which is brown sugar? I don't know, maybe the one that's more brown, so the one on the right? Okay, that works. The other one's raw sugar, which is a tangerine. What's the alternative here? I guess the other one's an orange or nectarine. I think the tangerine is the one on the right because it has a leaf. Okay. Which is a tortilla? These are literally identical. Brown spots and everything. Maybe the one on the right? No, that's a roti, okay. Whatever that is. Which is a shrimp? This has to be a joke. These are literally both shrimps. I don't even know what like another shrimp is called. Maybe the one on the left? Of course not. A prawn. Which is gelato? I know gelato's lighter. It's like maybe less creamy, I think. So I think the one on the left, it looks more airy. Nice. And then finally, which is a mushroom? These are like legitimately identical. I'm going to say the one on the right. Oh, let's go. The other one's toadstool, whatever that is. But how'd you guys do? Only a true Italian will be able to name these pastas from their shape. So let's see how we do. My family's Italian, so I got to get these right. This is penne. Penne's all right. Pretty classic. Nothing crazy. Fettuccine. Fettuccine's probably my favorite, with some good Alfredo sauce or something creamy on it. Oh, they're getting tricky on us. So that's risotto. I don't really classify risotto as a pasta. Yeah, oh my gosh, this is actually my favorite. Gnocchi. A lot of people also say this isn't a pasta because it's like potato based. Oh, this might be my favorite. This is tortellini. Again, like creamy. Put some cheese inside that. Ugh. This is either spaghetti or linguine. Linguine. Kind of hard to tell from that angle. That's farfalle, bow tie. They have this really good farfalle with chicken pasta from Cheesecake Factory. Ravioli, of course, classic. Looks like it's being handmade fresh right there. And then that will be rigatoni. All right, cool. How'd you guys do? If you're over the age of 13, you should get every one of these general knowledge questions correct. So let's do this. And I'll just give some commentary. So the largest planet in our solar system at 23.6 billion square miles is Jupiter. Second is Saturn. The most spoken language in the world. I wouldn't overthink this. The answer is going to be English. Mandarin's actually second, although it has the most native speakers. The largest bird on Earth is going to be the common ostrich, which also can't fly. How many teeth does a healthy human adult have? That, of course, is 32. The largest desert on Earth, so it's not actually the Sahara, it's the Antarctic desert, 5.5 million square miles. What direction does the sun rise? That, of course, is in the east, it sets in the west. The largest democracy in the world is not actually the United States, it's in India. And then how many months have 28 days? If you said February, you would be kind of correct, but the answer really is all of them. Kind of a trick question, but how'd you guys do? I'm gonna show you a fictional couch, and we have to guess where it's from, so let's do this. That's definitely Family Guy. Probably the most iconic cartoon couch, I'd say. Oh, I don't know, though. That's SpongeBob's couch. He's got a couple couches, though. Doesn't he have the red one? Like that meme where he's standing up? Oh my gosh, this is Blue's Clues. Wow, it's super HD. I feel like it used to be pretty pixelated. Is that the Simpsons couch? I'm not used to it from this angle. I think that's from the Simpsons, yeah? Oh my gosh, there's so many good ones. That's iCarly. You see Spencer's robot in the back. No idea what that is. I don't think I've ever seen whatever show this is. Okay, Gumball. I've definitely never seen this couch. What is this? Here's a test to see if you're an adult. So we're going to look at a few different foods, and if you eat most of them, then you have the palate of an adult. Otherwise, you're probably still a kid. So here we go. The first up, we have dark chocolate. I mean, if dark chocolate's on this list, I'm going to be qualified as an infant because I literally hate dark chocolate. It's so bitter. I'm a mammal. I need some milk. Now we have black coffee. I don't drink coffee, so I don't really have an opinion on this. I guess if I did drink coffee, though, I'd omit like all the extra sugar, so I'd probably take it black. Sourdough bread. Do people really not eat this? It's so good. If you've never had this, I highly recommend like switching out white bread during like a grilled cheese and using sourdough bread. It's life-changing. Anchovies. All right, so recently I was in Italy, like in September, and I had it for the first time, and it's actually really good. A bit salty, though. Red wine. This is exclusively what I drink now. When I drink, I only have red wine. Really good. And then finally, black licorice. Oh my gosh, absolutely disgusting. If you eat black licorice, then you should probably rethink everything you've ever done in your life. But how'd you guys do? These are the most overrated foods of all time, so here we go. First up, we have frosted sugar cookies. Yeah, I mean, you might as well scoop raw sugar directly into your mouth. The taste profile isn't even attractive because half the time they end up tasting chalky or like half-baked, so I don't get the rave over those. American cheese, yeah, I mean, this tastes like chemicals and plastic. It actually has no true flavor. Like, every other cheese is better than American cheese, so I don't get why anybody would ever order it, especially on a burger. Iceberg lettuce, yeah, I mean, this is 2022. We have spinach, arugula, kale, the list goes on. It has 0 nutrients, and it's like 99% water, so definitely low tier green. Ground beef, I mean, this is probably pretty controversial, but this is easily the worst of the big 5 meats. It's like the bologna of the group. And I think it's a level 1 carcinogen, but regardless, it's just super low grade and obviously not like this hearty meat. Anything vegan, yeah, I mean, let's be real here, that food is disgusting. I don't think anybody actually enjoys it for its taste. I've literally never tasted a vegan product and preferred it over its animal counterpart. Let's try to guess the character from their feet, so here we go. Hopefully this doesn't get too weird. That's SpongeBob, pretty easy one. Nice. Maybe Mario? I feel like I've seen those feet before. Luigi, all right. Looks like maybe a deer or something. Lola Bunny, wow, okay, people are definitely gonna rewatch this video. And who's this? It's only 1 foot. Wii Fit Trainer, okay, that makes sense. Peter Griffin, 100%, that's Family Guy, yeah. Oh, is that Mewtwo? Definitely Mewtwo. Oh, nice, good. Spider-Man. Definitely haven't looked at his feet too much, but the web makes sense. Cool. Then final one, like, what is that? I have no idea what that could be. Peppa Pig. Okay, I'm not really into that. How rare do you actually think you are? Well, let's see. So the rarest eye color is green and only 2% of people have it. Blue is pretty rare too at about 8%. The rarest zodiac sign is Capricorn, so if your birthday falls from December 22nd to January 19th, then you fall within this range. Red hair is the most unique, with only 1% of the population having it, although naturally blonde people make up just 2% of the population. Only 12% of people worldwide are over 6 feet tall, and if you're a girl, that drops to under 1%. Just 3% of people consider black to be their favorite color, and purple and orange are pretty rare too at around 4%. If you're left-handed, then you're part of an elite group of just 10% of people, and then the rarest personality type is INFJ, which only 2% of people have. So let me know if you have any of these rare characteristics. So apparently everybody pronounces these words differently, so let's see if you agree with how I say them. Ant. I would never really say aunt, it's just not really my style. Caramel. There's an A there, so you can't really say caramel. This is root, although in certain contexts I'd say route, just kind of depends. Espresso, 10 out of 10 times. There's no X there, so you can't say espresso. This is data. Data's a bit pretentious. I don't really like people who say that. Pajamas, not sure what the alternative is there. This is GIF, not GIF, because GIF would be with the J. Syrup, I know that Canadians say syrup, but I'm American. This is crayon, again, not sure what the alternative is here. I say either or either, ironically. Pecan, if I'm feeling fancy, otherwise pecan. And then finally, drawer, which I've had a real big struggle with saying because I have like a New Jersey accent, but what do you guys think? Do you think you're special or just pretty average? Well, let's see. So 75% of the world has brown eyes and over 80% has black or dark brown hair. The average height for men is 5'7", and for women that dips to 5'3". The most common zodiac sign is Scorpio, so if your birthday falls from October 23rd to November 21st, then you'd fall within that group. ISFJ is the most common personality type, and the average person is an introvert with over 64% claiming to be so. 40% of people say blue is their favorite color, with green coming in second at 25%. The average IQ is 83, though that drastically differs by country, but interestingly, 60% of people can speak multiple languages, so sorry Americans. The average time spent on social media is around 3 hours per day, and then finally, 5 inches. If you're a terrible person, you should be able to name the countries from their stereotypes. So let's do this. Tacos. How is taco a stereotype? Poor mustaches, gardeners. It's supposed to be Mexico, right? Yeah. I feel like Mexicans aren't lazy, the ones that I've encountered. Cigars, dictators. This is Cuba. Castro. Beaches, okay. Little dark men. Hot woman, mafia, pasta. I guess Italy. Okay. Little dark men. Call centers, store owners, slums, dirty. It's supposed to be India, right? They do have a lot of call centers. Again, that's like not a stereotype. Discipline, efficiency, world domination, and beer. Germany? What was this? Made in the 40s? Hot blondes, IKEA. Okay, this is Sweden. Weird language, heavy metal. Is there a big metal scene in Sweden? Chocolate, beer, waffle, sprouts, fries. That sounds amazing. I don't know where that is. Belgium. And then finally, football, logging, hot girls, carnival. Maybe Brazil? Yeah, Brazil. Cool. How'd you guys do? Let's see if I'd let these people date my daughter. Absolutely not. He's fumbled Peach like 20 times at this point, so he's not really reliable. No, of course not. Honestly, yeah. But like later versions of Shrek, once he kind of finds himself and cleans up his act. Probably, but too much danger involved, so maybe not. It depends what Spider-Man you're getting. Like Tom Holland, yes. Andrew Garfield. Same sort of deal. I mean, at least he's financially well off, so some problems could be mitigated. No, he's miserable. Can't be having that energy at like Thanksgiving. Yeah, for sure. I think Pooh's a sweetheart. He'd treat her really well. I don't think he'd be going for my daughter. Let's see if you're an ethical person. So we're going to look at 5 different ethics-based situations, and you just have to think about what you do in each of them. So here we go. So would you return the shopping cart? Yes, always, and this isn't even a question. I don't get people who refuse to do so. The key to a functioning society is people putting away that cart. Only 58% return, all right. Would you cheat on a test? Yeah, I mean, this might be unpopular, but I don't think cheating on a test is bad, especially when they put so much weight on grades. Like, just do what you have to do. Who cares? 95% of people agree. I didn't think it'd be that high. Do you recycle? Yeah, I mean, I don't get the inconvenience of that. Only 32%, okay, probably because of China and India. Is drunk driving ever justified? No. You should never be driving over 0.08 or texting for that matter, so definitely don't do that. 46% of people have done it. Okay, let's get that number down. Would you return extra change? So this depends. If it's a corporation with like big pockets, then no. But if it's like a local mom and pop shop, then I'd probably give it back. 40% return. All right, what do you guys think? Let's see what you guys call these 6 things. And it's going to differ depending on where you live, but honestly, it doesn't matter because there's only one right answer anyways. So here we go. All right, so these are definitely sneakers. They're not tennis shoes because you could do much more than play tennis. And trainers, I've never even heard of that. Okay, so I'm a little split here. So I call this a sub, but it's a hoagie if I get it from Wawa. And it's never a hero. That's soda. Pop, I know they say that in like the south of the US. Soft drinks is just like, why are you being so official? That's a lollipop. Tongue slap is, I don't know who says tongue slap, but I'm probably going to adopt that now. Sucker. Yeah, that's weird. That's a circle. I think Europe calls it a roundabout. I don't know who's calling it a rotary. I like circle. It's colloquial. It's cool. And then finally, friends. No, I'm just kidding. I call that a trash can. I could call it a garbage can too. It's not a bin. I know the UK says that. But what do you guys think? These are the most annoying people in the world. So let's see how many annoy us. Yes? I don't know why. I think I've just been conditioned to. Maybe like her joke stealing and personality. I know this is unpopular, but yes. I think he manipulates markets, but he still does a lot of cool stuff. No, not really. I think he's entertaining. He just plays like a villain role. Yes, for sure, but still goated. Duck? No, I actually like him. People just hate rich people. I do, but I know he didn't do anything to me, so not sure why Lynn annoys me. Same with her. I think it's just like Hollywood rumors, maybe. He's always been annoying. He's just a meme at this point. Oh yeah, probably the most out of everyone so far. Let's see if you can guess the character from only their eyes. That looks so familiar. No idea. Smash. Oh, wrong game. Mrs. Potato Head. Okay, this, Mr. Krabs. Iconic eyes, nice. Oh, Minions. I don't know which Minion it is. Oh, that's my favorite Minion. Whoa, what is that? I can't tell what creature that is. Oh, the girl from Frozen. I've never seen that. I think that's Iron Man, right? I don't think a mask qualifies. That's gotta be a Nintendo character. Mario. Should have just said that. I literally was thinking that. What is that? The black bead eyes are impossible to guess. Ness. Okay, and then finally, what are we doing here? Mr. Game & Watch. Okay. Here's a test to see if you're a Karen. So if you've ever done any of these 6 things, then you qualify as a Karen. So good luck. Have you ever asked to speak to a manager? I actually haven't. I'm not that confrontational. Like if an employee gives me a hard time, I'll probably just disregard it. Do you regularly send your food back? Not regularly, but if I like blatantly get the wrong order, then yes. But if you slightly miscook my steak or something, I'm not going to cause a scene. Have you ever complained about wearing a mask? Yeah, all the time. Karens are kind of based in this regard. I hate masks, but I'll wear them if I like need to. Do you threaten to call the cops on people? No. I've like never even encountered the cops before. Have you ever said, do you know who I am? Literally never. There's no way people say that unironically. I know like frat guys with like daddy's money say that, but literally so cringe. Do you say, this is America? No, not once. If you're watching this, then you probably don't know how to shower, so let's evaluate some common shower habits. Do you pee in the shower? Yeah. Don't lie. Everybody does. It's okay. Body wash or bar soap? Body wash. Don't talk to me if you use bar soap. That's nasty. Do you brush your teeth in the shower? Yes. So much more efficient, and you can be as messy as you want and get like a nice thorough brushing in. Do you bring your phone in the shower? Yeah. Probably when my phone battery's terrible. I'm sure it's like water damaged at this point. Do you shower for more than 5 minutes? Yeah. I shower for like 30 minutes. I'd go longer if I could. How often do you shower? Once a day. That's the sweet spot. Sometimes twice if I get like really sweaty. You wash your feet? Yes. I hope all you guys do too. And do you poop in the shower? Okay, I'm done with this. What do you see when you first look at this image? I know it's pretty blurry, but just take a guess. What if I told you though that there's nothing actually there? Don't believe me? Well, just keep staring and at some point the color should slowly disappear into your peripheral. It should turn completely white. And I didn't alter it whatsoever, I promise. It's only due to the Troxler effect. I was shocked too when I first saw it. So just keep staring and at some point it should completely go away. Here's a test to see if you're privileged. So if you say yes to more than half of these questions, then apparently you're super privileged. So let's see. Are you white? This should be fun. But no. Are you a man? Yeah, I am. Do you feel comfortable in your gender? Yes. Are you physically attractive? No. Are you straight? Yes. Did you graduate high school? Yes. Have you traveled internationally? Yes. Have you always lived above the poverty line? No, definitely not. Do you work in a salaried job? No. Can you walk home without fearing for your life? Depends. You've never been bullied? Yeah, true. And finally, are you happy? Yes, very. I guess I'm privileged. How about you guys? I'm going to show you some names and you have to think of the first person who comes to your mind. So let's see if we have any overlap. Joe. Goldberg. Spencer. iCarly guy. Will. Smith. Betty. Crocker. Zoe. 101. Amy. Sonic's girlfriend. Katie. Perry. Michael. Jordan. Emily. My sister. Olivia. Rodrigo. Liz. Z. McGuire. David Hasselhoff. And finally, Jake from State Farm. All right, how'd you guys do? Fictional moms, you guys know the deal, so here we go. It's gonna get progressively weirder too, so buckle up. So yes, yeah, yes, 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 yes. Apparently everybody pronounces these words differently, so let's see if we agree on any of them. That's egg. I guess you could say egg if you're from like the South. Vase, don't say Voss. Voss is so pretentious. It's vase. Oil, I think people from the South say like oil or something. Oregon, I used to say Oregon. Somebody corrected me. This is bagel. Don't know what the alternative is there. Mayonnaise, I know some people are like mayonnaise in like their Southern accents. Adult, this is not adult, it's adult. Every single time. This is almond. Not almond, almond. All would have two L's. This is Caribbean. Although I say Pirates of the Caribbean if I'm talking about the movie. And then finally, etc. Not etc. If you've ever gone to a restaurant and seen any of these 5 things, then you better leave immediately. The first, we have sticky menus, and usually they look exactly like this. They have that plastic covering. Generally the sign of a dirty establishment if your fingers are adhering to the menu. Too many things on the menu. So yeah, less is more, and restaurants should specialize in certain areas. So if you're a restaurant serving mozzarella sticks and sushi, you should be banned by the FDA. Dirty bathrooms. I mean, other than the kitchen, the bathroom should be the cleanest place. And I know what you're thinking, Sam, why does this matter? I don't mind a semi-clean bathroom. Well, yeah, but the people who are touching your food are using it as well. Ethnic restaurants with no ethnic people in it. If you're at a Chinese restaurant and there's no Chinese people in there, just leave immediately. It's pretty simple. And then finally, if a restaurant has carpet, don't even bother eating there. You know that's not getting properly cleaned and the smell is probably repugnant. Let's see if you're a picky eater. So we're going to look at 10 of the most hated foods, and if you refuse to eat more than half of them, then nobody likes cooking for you. Mayo's mid, but I'll eat it. The media killed Brussels sprouts. They're actually so good. I guess I would eat it, but milk chocolate is far superior. Tofu? No, I don't really eat like soy-based foods. I don't want to get boobs. How do people hate sushi? It's godsend. Love that. I enjoy blue cheese, especially the dressing. Cilantro's good. You gotta grow up. It doesn't taste like soap. That's a durian. Yeah, I've never had one, but I heard they smell, right? Escargot is fine. No issues with snails. No. I hate the texture and taste of cottage cheese. Same with cream cheese. And finally, tomatoes. One of my favorite fruits. Do you know bro code? Well, let's find out. And for the record, I think bro code is so dumb, but we're gonna take this anyways. Would you tell his girlfriend if your boy cheated? I would think of him less, but no, I don't think so unless provoked. That's between them. And let's be real, that relationship isn't lasting anyways. Would you rather hang out with your girlfriend or your friends? Girlfriend. Situational, but girlfriend. Would you ever wear pink? What? Yeah, that's like one of my favorite colors. Would you split popcorn with your boys at the movies? Hell yeah, I'm not eating a full bucket by myself, as long as we don't put butter on it, because that's nasty. Would you let yourself cry? I cry at the end of every movie and anime that I've ever watched, so yeah. And finally, would you pee next to your boys? I made a whole video on the urinal test, but no, I'd probably opt for the stall. We're gonna try to guess the age of these fictional characters. Spider-Man, so he's in high school. He's a senior, right? So probably 17 or 18. Let's go 18. 18. Mario. So he has a job. He's a plumber. So he has to be over the age of like, what, 16 or 18. He's got a stash. I'd say he's in his 20s, maybe like 22. 25. Okay, not bad. Yoda. I don't watch Star Wars. Isn't he like 3,000 years old? 900. Okay, not bad. Stewie Griffin. He's a baby. So he's like 2, 3, 1. Okay. Minions. I remember somebody told me they're like as old as dinosaurs. So they're like, what, 40 million years old? 60 million years old. Okay. SpongeBob. Again, like SpongeBob has a job. So he's at least 18. Maybe he's 18. 20. Okay. Optimus Prime. I don't even know who this is. I'm probably like 50. Ageless. Okay. There's a good chance you're susceptible to being brainwashed, whether you consciously realize it or not. And so to test this, I'm going to tell you a quick story and then ask you a question at the end. So a king and queen lived in a beautiful castle with their 5 children, all of which were boys. One day, the kids were running around going in and out of the house when these cows all of a sudden started to attack the kids. Not only that, they were smashing into the white walls of the castle and getting pretty aggressive. The king was eventually able to contact the old man who had a farm down the road where the cows were from, and he quickly came over to rally them up, shackle them, and take them home. Nobody had an idea what had just happened, but they tried to shake it off and ended up just proceeding with their day. They then sat down for dinner, and what do you think they ate? Burgers, pizza, tacos, or seafood? Take a random guess. Well, if you said burgers, you're probably susceptible to subliminal brainwashing because I made 12 different references to burgers throughout that story and thus possibly condition your brain to choose that. Do you think you curse too much? Well, let's find out. You're going to say the first word that comes to your mind when you see these words. So, bunt. I know what they want me to say. Bills. I'm going to try to keep it PG on purpose, though, so the video stays up, so don't go by me. Witch. This is going to be lock. Pass. But genuinely pass. Like, that's what I thought when I first saw it. Slit. This is getting pretty obvious. Bits. This is ads, like advertisements. I wonder if anybody said the curse word every single time so far. Lick. And then finally, luck. So how'd you guys do? At what age would you let your kids do these things? So whether you're a parent, aspiring parent, or even a kid, let me know if you agree. Dating. If it's my son, whenever he can afford it. If it's my daughter, probably never. Sleep over a friend's house. I just don't trust other parents. I don't know, probably like 12 or something, maybe even high school. So what's that, like 14? Get on social media, high school, as late as possible. Stay home alone. My son probably like 12 or 13 and my daughter probably 16. Rated R movie. It depends on the movie and the type of rated R content. I think cursing's less egregious than violence, so it just kind of depends. Cursing. I think I'll stop caring when they're in high school, but hopefully by then they know the time and place to do it. And then drink caffeine. I don't drink coffee, so hopefully they don't get that gene. According to science, if you have any of these 5 facial features, then you're considered to be attractive. A symmetrical face. I know I don't have that, because I record myself every day. If you want to check, you just have to horizontally flip your camera and then see if you look the same. A confident smile. I think it's not so much about having perfect teeth, it's about being like comfortable showcasing your happiness. I think that's where the draw is. Facial hair. Yeah, I kind of agree with this, unless you have like a godsend jawline, in which you should probably leave it clean shaven. Bigger eyes. I have heavy eyelids, so my eyes are usually like a bit more droopy, so I think I fail for this one. But I guess that's why they draw like anime girls with those buggy eyes. And then lastly, familiarity or averageness. I guess you want someone who's like not too intimidating, but this is pretty dumb. You're all attractive, assuming you're of age. I'm gonna show you 2 foods and we have to decide which is better. Ooh. Good question. Usually bone in, but if we're at like Buffalo Wild Wings or something, then I go boneless. Kind of indifferent to either. I don't know, maybe like a waffle with some like vanilla ice cream on the side. That's a great question, but the answer is corner. You need some crust on it. Not a big soda guy, but I think I like Coke better. Diet Coke. Oh my gosh, flour 100% of the time. I don't know if anybody likes corn better. Blue cheese, for dipping at least. Drumstick, much easier to hold. Tacos. You don't need all the rice and beans. It's a waste of calories, to be honest. And finally, oh, crunchy. I like it extra crunchy even. Statistically speaking, most of you guys are NPCs, so if you say yes to most of these questions, then unfortunately you're not the main character. You only give one-word answers. No. Do you hate your job/school? No, I love my job. Do you always eat the same food? Not really, but think about how often humans eat. It's not crazy to eat the same thing every day, especially if it's part of a routine. You usually discuss the weather in conversations. Honestly, yeah, but it affects everyone. I don't think it's that terrible to bring up. You wear the same clothes every day? I do. All I wear is plain t-shirts. I'm on my Steve Jobs shit. You rely on others to make plans? No, I make the plans. And finally, do you only speak when spoken to? Well, I speak for a living, so I can't say that applies to me. But how'd you guys do? Let's see how rich you are. So if you say yes to more than half of these things, then you're definitely upper class. These can apply to you either now or at some point in your life. You have a water dispenser on your fridge. Ugh, I wish. Those are so clutch. Now it's just bottled water and Brita. That's true luxury. You have a maid? Yeah, myself. I've never had a maid. But my thing is, they don't do deep cleanings, right? Just surface level. You get an allowance? No way. I don't think I'd ever actually incentivize my kids with allowances. Cool, you did the dishes, I pay the rent. We're not the same. Did your parents buy you a car? No, but I did get a hand-me-down, which was nice. Some kids get insane cars, though. Do you vacation every year? Well, now, yeah. I think a nice local vacation is even worth the spend. Did your parents pay you for good grades? Wait, is that actually a thing? You get paid for getting A's? And lastly, do you have a pool table? No, but I've never actually seen a poor person with a pool table, so that's true. If you're over the age of 16, you should get every one of these questions correct. So what are animals that only eat plants called? I'm sure some of you said vegans, but it's actually going to be herbivores. How many minutes are there in 6 hours? Basically testing your math skills. So 6 times 60, of course, is 360. How many rings are on the Olympics flag? So hopefully you know your logos. This might be the most famous one. We're looking at 5. Which 2 countries share the longest land border? So think about this one. This is going to be the United States and Canada. Russia and Kazakhstan come in second. Which country has the highest life expectancy? The coming in at 85.29 years is Hong Kong. Second is Japan, around the same. What is the 4th letter of the Greek alphabet? So it goes alpha, beta, gamma, then delta would be the 4th. And finally, what is the only body part to not grow from birth all the way to death? But this is an interesting one, and I didn't know this was true, but it's the eyeball. So how'd you guys do? Would you let them babysit your kids? Well, let's see. No. No shot. Yeah. Need that discipline instilled. Yeah, I feel like I can trust them. They were pretty good with that girl, Boo. I forgot her vibe. I think she was really attentive, right? So yeah. Spencer. Yeah, he's fun. I think the kids would enjoy it. Oh my gosh, Nurse Joy. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She was my first crush. No idea who that is. No idea who that is. I feel like I'm gonna get roasted for that. Caillou? I wouldn't let Caillou near my kids. Something's off about that guy. I never liked him. Grinch? Yeah, I think so. Depends on the time of the year. And finally, no. She's boring and a brat. There's a good chance that you're a walking red flag, so if any of these apply to you, then you'll know why nobody likes you, so here we go. Snap score over 500,000. I don't get how that's possible. My snap score is 5,000, I think. I've seen some people with almost 1 million, and streaks that are over a year long. Don't like animals or babies. I've never understood this one, because I think the way you treat those 2 groups tells a lot about you. Don't tip. I mean, in this economy, you can't really blame people, but realistically, you have to tip something. Have a messy room. Yeah, what do they say? Messy room, messy life. Gotta make your bed in the morning. You yell at your mom. This might be the worst, especially if you're a guy, because that's probably a pretty bad precursor. Then lastly, if your name starts with J. Sorry, Jays. Here's a test to see if you're weird. So we're going to look at 6 different questions, and if you say yes to most of them, then you're probably a bit weird. So here we go. Okay, let's slow it down here. Do people really still think this? I think if you don't watch anime, you're weird. How about that? Are you attracted to cartoon characters? I don't think anybody actually is. It's just like a meme, right? But correct me if I'm wrong. You talk to random people in public? This isn't necessarily weird, but in certain contexts, I could see it getting weird. But no, I don't typically do that. You breathe through your mouth. I'm high-key a mouth breather. I actually have to edit the vocals on all of my videos to avoid my breath being heard. It's pretty bad. Do you use Reddit? Yeah. Like for some subreddits, I guess, once in a while. Reddit is kind of weird. And finally, do you use the bathroom naked? What is the appeal of this? Unless it's like a before a shower or something. I'd love for somebody to enlighten me, please. We're gonna look at some foods and you have to decide whether you like it better cooked or uncooked. So here we go. Cooked. Tartar's so mid. I'm tired of acting like it's good. It's really not. Cookies. Ooh, I love cookie dough so much, but nothing beats a nice warm cookie. Wait, these come from the same kernels? I'm so dumb. Okay, regardless, I hate corn though, so I gotta go popcorn here. Sliced bread. All right, this is interesting. I think bread always benefits from becoming toast just to get a little crisp on it, but that's just me. Spinach cooked on some Popeye shit, even though I think he eats it raw. Eggs. Eggs depends. I used to chug raw eggs in the morning for efficiency, but cooked eggs are objectively better. Uncooked. Sushi's king. I don't understand the question here. Cooked, of course. And then chicken, uncooked. All right, what do you guys think? Answer these 8 questions as quickly as possible to see if we share the same mind. Name a food. Pizza. Name a color. Red. Name a country. China. Name a fruit. Banana. Name a vegetable. Carrot. Name a number 1 through 10. 7. Name a drink. Water. And then lastly, pick a random word. Random. Okay, let me know if there's any overlap. A lot of you guys are probably pretty gross, so here are some questions that may or may not confirm that. Do you pick your nose? Okay, fine, I'm guilty of this. It just feels good to clear out the nose once in a while. Sue me. Do you wear deodorant? Yeah, I wear this antiperspirant roll-on. It's called like Necessaire, I think. I'd say 1 in 3 guys, though, doesn't wear deodorant, which is kind of nasty. Would you use somebody else's toothbrush? I mean, I've used my girlfriend's before, but that's pretty much the extent of it. Otherwise, it's pretty nasty. You cut your toenails? Oh yeah, gotta have good hygiene. Guys should get pedicures and manicures like once a month, I think. You pick out your face? I legitimately spend like 1 hour a night doing this in my bathroom mirror. I can't help myself. What's the longest you've gone without showering? Probably like 2 days. That should probably be people's max unless you're like super sick or something. And lastly, do you wear underwear 2 days in a row? There's no way people do this. Guys, you cannot do this. Would you work these fictional jobs? No. Doesn't Mr. Krabs not even pay his employees? I'd rather work at the Chum Bucket. No way. That's way too traumatizing. In theory, yeah, but probably not. That's like some Mike Vick shit. No. I've heard some crazy theories about the Oompa Loompas. Yeah, this could be interesting. I like the simplicity of it. Would probably get boring pretty quickly, though. Yeah, oh yeah, if I was younger, I definitely would. Movie theater sounds dope. No. Can't scare kids on the regular. You'd have to be a psychopath to do this. No. Wouldn't subject myself to that. Definitely not. That's certain death. I'd love to be a teacher, but not at Hogwarts. And finally, I've never watched WALL-E, but probably not. Let's see what you call these 6 things, and it's going to differ depending on where you live, but honestly it doesn't matter because there's only one right answer anyways, so here we go. I've never seen this bug in my entire life. Roly-poly sounds cool, so I'll go with that. I don't think they exist on the East Coast. This is highways. Freeways I think they use on the West Coast, then motorway sounds like some Germany shit. That's a hair tie. Ponytail. Ponytail is like the hairstyle that you use with the hair tie, and then hairband's just pretty boring. This is dinner. Supper's way too formal, and then tea. Okay, Brits. All 3 of these are different. That looks like a tomato sauce or a gravy, but marinara sauce and red sauce are 2 different things. So I use fireflies and lightning bugs interchangeably. It just kind of depends. And then fire beetle sounds pretty cool. Maybe I'll start using that. And then finally, oh, garage sale. You do it out of your garage. Let's see how many of you guys are rude. So if you say yes to more than half of these questions, then people secretly may not like you. So here we go. Are you always late? Not always, but people like this are actually the worst. They're essentially stealing your time, especially when they text you like, oh, I'm almost there, and they haven't even left their house yet. Do you yawn when people are talking to you? Sometimes, but it's more so because I'm tired, not bored. Well, I guess sometimes I'm bored. Do you often check your phone when with people? Depends who I'm with and what we're doing. Sometimes I use the phone to like show them a video or something. You take phone calls on public transit. No, this is actually the worst, but no, I don't like talking on the phone in front of people anyways. Have you ever cut a line? Yeah, I'm sure. If the line's over like 1,000 people at like a sporting event maybe, I'm sure I've like cleverly inserted myself, so yeah, I technically cut the line. And then lastly, do you flake on people? No, I never really flake. I hate when people do that though. Let's try to guess the age of these fictional characters. Barbie. Used to have a fat crush on her, so hopefully 18 plus. I'd say she's like 23. I've seen her with some cocktails before. 19. All right. Shrek's a middle-aged man, probably like 40 or so. But then again, when he transforms, he looks pretty young. So maybe like 35. 30, okay. Master Chief, right? I never really played Halo. Probably like 30. 46, really? Okay, guess that makes sense. Minecraft Steve, yeah, also I've never really played Minecraft, but I know it's for like younger kids, so probably like 18. 22, all right, kind of close. The Squid Game doll, all right, so she's a little girl, maybe like 11. 10, okay, pretty close. Donkey Kong, he's got like my age energy, so maybe like 24 or so. 39, are you serious? Big Bird, I feel like he's super young, but also he's like 7 feet tall, so maybe like 22. 6? Are you more dominant or recessive? Well, let's find out. We're gonna look at 10 different traits, so keep track of where most of yours lie. Dominant. I don't have this, so dominant, but those are cool. Obviously not showing this, but my first toe is longer, so recessive. I don't think I have these, so also recessive. How do I even check this? I think they're free though, so dominant. Don't have a cleft chin, which I guess is dominant. I think they're fairly long. Dominant again. Broad or thin? Probably on the thinner side, I'd say. Don't have any freckles, actually. I do have beauty marks, though. I don't think they count. So recessive. A number of fingers. Since when is 5 fingers recessive? Men or women? Let's see. Woman. Guys have no fashion sense. Making a mess, woman. You'd think it's men, but the answer is woman. Just take a look at their bathrooms. Woman. Men are actually horrible at this. Gotta step it up. Woman. They have the natural advantage, though. Men. 100%. Men. Instinctual and strength advantage, though. CPR, woman. I don't know the stats, but I feel like most medical professionals are women. Romantic. Men. But they're either really romantic or not at all, so the deviations are pretty large. Women. I would never leave my kids with a random dude. Men. I feel like men just bond easier. And finally... Okay. That's enough. Too early for this. If any of these situations make you mad, then you may be easily annoyed, so let's see. When somebody walks slowly in front of you, kind of annoying, but you can just go around. When people litter, this is annoying because it's so easy to avoid. I used to see people throw trash out their windows too of the cars. That's actually cringe. When people chew with their mouths open, this oddly doesn't annoy me at all. When people are loud, loud people are really annoying, especially if they're not in your group. When people don't wear masks, why would this annoy me? I hate masks. When people talk at the movies, oh my god, yeah. This should be illegal. Same with spoilers. When you're stuck in traffic, traffic is legitimately the worst thing in history. Think about how many hours of our short lives we waste just doing absolutely nothing, waiting for people's dumb driving to sort itself out. And lastly, when people bump into you, I've never been bumped into in my life, but what do you guys think? Let's see if you call these things by their brand names or their generic names. Chapstick. Ziploc bag. Wait, ping pong's a brand name? That just kind of blew my mind. Popsicles. Wow, I'm poisoned. That's Vaseline. Q-tips. Jeez, I'm a corporate hoe. Okay, No Shot Jet Ski is a brand name, really. That's a Sharpie. I do say Band-Aid. That's definitely a crock pot. Wow, this is unbelievable. Okay, finally, I do call that bleach. Wow. Yeah, and that's a tissue, finally. And that's mini golf. Jeez. Are these things cringe or not cringe? Cringe. They need to stop. Bad for the environment too, right? Possibly the most cringe thing of all time. I don't understand why people do this. Definitely cringe. This actually might be worse. The amount of people who claim to have ADHD and OCD is insane. I'm like numb to it at this point, but it's always a bit cringe hearing yourself out loud. A little bit. I don't know if people even still play this. I don't mind Fortnite. Cringe. Literally nobody cares about your political opinions. It's like people's identities at this point. It's so weird. Oh, why are Crocs on here? I own like 10 pairs. Definitely not cringe. Cringe. No, just kidding. Well, it depends on the person. It could be. And finally, no comment. I'm going to show you two things, and we have to decide which is better. Tea. I don't drink coffee. Football. I'm American, so football is way bigger than football here. Target for the vibes, Walmart for overall utility. Marvel. But actually, their recent stuff is garbage, so DC has a real chance of taking over soon. Ooh, I love Chick-fil-A, so them overall, but I will give it to Popeyes for the chicken sandwich alone. Neither. I'm a Nintendo guy. Actually, I don't even game that much, to be honest, so never mind. Body wash. Don't be nasty with your bar soap, guys. Movies. I don't read books. Not even sure I can read anymore, to be honest. And finally, I really don't like either, but I don't smoke, so I'll go alcohol. Disney characters. You guys know the deal, so here we go. And it's going to get progressively weirder, so buckle up. Yeah. 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 Looks like my girlfriend. Yeah. 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 Let's see how strong your food intuition is. So take a guess as to which food these colorless images are. Salt. Same thing. Gotta be a banana. I think plantains are a bit wider. Okay, whatever. That's yogurt because it's whipped. Are you kidding me? That's a lemon. All right, there we go. Ooh. Gotta be ketchup because it looks a bit more viscous. Of course. Definitely parsley. Nice. I've never been able to identify these. Maybe a cantaloupe? Okay, melons are melons. That should be cocoa powder. That's literally cocoa powder. That's a normal potato because sweet potatoes are a bit longer. All right, I know my spuds. And finally, ooh, probably a snickerdoodle. Okay, not too bad. We're gonna find out if you're gullible. So here we go. So what's 1 plus 1? That would be 2. Good job. What's 2 plus 2? That's gonna be 4. What's 4 plus 4? That, of course, is 8, so you're doing great. Hopefully you haven't missed anything yet. What's 1 minus 1? Tough one here. That's going to be 0. And just a few more questions now. Think of a number between 1 and 10. Got it? Awesome. What color is my shirt? That would be blue. What color is your shirt? That would be white. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know the color of your shirt. But now, are these foods overrated or underrated? Ugh, I knew this would be on here. Slightly overrated because millennials ruined it by putting it on toast. Overrated. You can't even get a good chicken nugget anymore. It all just tastes so fake. Cereal is so overrated. I can't think of a single cereal that's worth eating in the morning. You might as well eat a bag of chips. Nutella is underrated. I think hazelnut in general is very underutilized in cuisine. Brussels sprouts are underrated. Most vegetables are underrated because, like, obviously they're really good for you, so it's like a cheat code to eat them. Bacon is so overrated. I mean, it's okay when you have it, but it's literally whatever. Hot dogs, too. I've never actually craved a hot dog. And then finally, bubble tea. I've had it once and I hated it, so I can't give a great opinion, so I'll leave it undecided. Let's see how many of you guys are going to jail, so try to guess the age of these Disney princesses. Jasmine's probably 18 if she's running off with Aladdin like that. 15, terrible parenting. I don't know, she's a fish. 17? 16, everyone's so young. Belle dates a literal grown man and a beast, so I'd hope Disney makes her at least 18. 17, okay. That's the Frozen one. I don't know, everyone's young, so maybe she's 18. 24? Almost out of Leo's range. Cinderella. I'm thinking of the movie Cinderella Story, and she was in high school, so like 17? 19? How does that make sense? Literally, who is this? How is she a Disney princess? I don't know, maybe 16? Wow, I get that one right. And then finally, Snow White. Probably 19. She has like employees. 14? That has to be a joke. We're about to look at 10 images that should trigger nostalgia if you're a millennial or Gen Zer, so let's take a look. Wow, this screams family computer in like 2004. These actually slap. Do they still make these? This was like the caviar of school lunches. iBeer. Yeah, I saw this on Twitter recently. This used to be peak technology. I still use CRTs. I own 2 because I play Smash Bros. Melee, so the older games need to run on these. Wow, this is like a faint memory. I don't know what the show was called. This too. I think this was a book though. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, this rug. Pretty sure every school had it. So I wasn't a Call of Duty kid, but I remember this map. I think it's called like Airport, right? Whoa, yeah, the fortune teller game. And then finally, yeah, this was the guy that was in all the textbooks. So apparently everybody pronounces these words differently. So let's see if we agree on any of them. So that's poem. I know some people extend the E, they're like poem. Mischievous. Or no, mischievous. No, mischievous, yeah. That's asked. That's a tough word. Asked. Envelope, not envelope. That would be an O-N. That's coupon with a Q. I know it's phonetically wrong, but coupon is just weird to say. That's Nevada, not Nevada, but I'm East Coast. Celtic, like the Boston Celtics. Some people say Celtic, I think. New Orleans, not New Orleans. That's pretty amateur. That's Creek. Don't know what else people would say. And then finally, Worcestershire sauce. Just sound it out. These are the most popular conspiracies in the world, so if you agree with any of them, then you'll know why people avoid talking to you. Classic. I think we landed on it. I don't have enough reason to think otherwise. I think we even have the moon rocks as evidence, so not sure how you fake that. This is the dumbest one because if you've ever been on a plane and watched your flight route, it's always around the curvature, so probably the weakest conspiracy. Birds aren't real? Is this a legitimate claim? I mean, I guess anything's possible. Actually, this is impossible because I've watched a bird give birth before. There's like a nest right outside my house. Yeah, this is a pretty dumb one. This is like the same people who say there's fluoride in the water and the frogs are gay. Oh yeah, this is 100% true. I think it's naive to think otherwise. The world is definitely ran by like a handful of people. Of course aliens exist. You really think in this infinite universe we're the only living species? I want to meet one actually. Are you basic? Well, let's see. If you say yes to more than half of these questions, then you're as basic as they come. So here we go. Is your favorite app Instagram? No, definitely not Instagram, not in its current state. You have an iPhone? Yeah, I do. I don't want to get into this right now. Do you enjoy the fall? Yeah, of course. I love the fall. What's not to like? Do you like Taylor Swift? Yeah, I like Taylor Swift. She's pretty solid. I have a lot of respect for her. Do you know your zodiac sign? Of course. I don't think knowing your astrology sign is basic. Is your favorite food pizza? It might be. Pizza's pretty high tier. Do you like Starbucks/Chipotle? Literally my 2 favorite establishments. And then lastly, are any of these names yours? No. But to be fair, I like some of these names. How American are you? Well, if most of these things seem normal to you, then you're definitely from the United States. So here we go. Drinking ice water. Of course, love me a nice glass of ice water. It's like luxury water. Cheerleaders. Are cheerleaders only in the US or something? If true, that's kind of mind-blowing. Schools having police officers. Yeah, I'm a bit older, so I never had this, but that is weird. Obviously because of like the shootings and stuff. Lawyer billboards. Yeah, if you live in like a mildly suburban area, these billboards are plastered everywhere. It's actually really weird. I guess we sue a lot. Saying Z as Z. Well, duh. Oh, because Europe says Z. Doesn't even make sense. There's no D. Red Solo cups. I mean, I prefer different colors, but they're okay. Spray cheese. This is incredibly nasty. I'm glad the rest of the world doesn't have to eat this. And then eggs in the fridge. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to leave my eggs on the counter. Only a true food snob can recognize these 10 foods, so let's see how pretentious we are. Alright, that's Ratatouille. I mean, if you've ever seen the movie, or I guess if you're French, then you've definitely seen this before. It's actually pretty good. That's escargot, so we're just doing straight French food. Pretty good. I mean, if you've never had snail, I advise trying it. Is that A5 Wagyu? Some cut of beef. Filet mignon. Okay, meat is meat. Caviar. Caviar is nasty. It tastes like straight salt. Definitely pass on that. Steak tartare. I don't know. I prefer my meat a little bit cooked. It's okay. Looks like duck? I don't know the exact dish. Oh, foie gras. All right. Is that paella? I didn't know that was a fancy food. Kind of mid. All right. Oh, that's truffles. Yeah, there we go. Also kind of mid. That's A5 Wagyu, definitely. All right, cool. And then finally, is that gazpacho? Which is also nasty, but how is that a fancy food? Let's see if we have the same answers to these nonsensical questions. I see this all the time, so I wanted to give a definitive answer on this. So math is blue, duh. I think we all agree on that. English is red, and that's because like the teacher puts red marks on the paper to mark it up. History's yellow. I don't even have a good reason as to why. I think we all just understand that. Science got to be green, right? Because of, like test tubes and stuff. Elective sort of depends. Like music would be purple, but Spanish I think would be orange. Few more. So January would be a Monday, specifically like a Monday morning. I'd say May is a Friday. And then lastly, December's like a Saturday morning. So let me know if you guys agree. Which is better, the original or the sequel? Ooh. Shrek 1 is just so nostalgic, so I think I have to go 1, but 2 is really good. Another tough one, but I like Green Goblin more than Doc Ock, so the original. I think I like the original more, but I kind of forget the second one. Never seen any of them, so I'm guessing the original is better. Ooh, the original High School Musical is amazing, but some of the dance numbers in 2 were really good, so I'll go 2. Is Paddington a real movie? I've never met anyone that's actually seen this. No idea, never watched any Star Wars. 1 is definitely better. Iron Man 1 is like the genesis of the MCU. And then lastly, Homecoming or Far From Home? I like Far From Home a lot, but both are miles better than No Way Home though. Are these people actually funny? No, not at all. Yeah, I think he's hilarious and an underrated actor. I love Adam Sandler. No, I find him slightly annoying. I think that's the consensus too. Actually, no. I think Larry David carried Seinfeld. Oh yeah, Family Guy is like one of the funniest shows ever. 100% no. Never laughed at her. I know people dislike her, but she's not unfunny. I actually think she's pretty funny. I don't think he's that funny, personally. No, I've never laughed at her. I feel bad saying unfunny because there was a time period where he was funny, so I think just things change. And lastly, I would say entertaining, but not funny. Something is wrong with this video. In fact, there are a few items that are really out of place, so try your best over the next 10 seconds to figure out what's wrong with the room. It should be pretty obvious. There's a bunch of them, actually. So have a look around. You'll have about 5 more seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1. And what did you guys find? But I guess more importantly, did you notice the entire room changed completely throughout the video? Don't believe me? Here's the first and last frame of the video to compare. Pretty cool, right? These are the most famous people from each country, from an American's perspective. Philippines. Manny Pacquiao, of course. United States, probably The Rock, or Obama, or Donald Trump, actually. Canada, Drake or Justin Bieber. Austria, Franz Ferdinand. Oh no, wait, isn't Arnold Schwarzenegger Austrian? So let's go him. Norway. Magnus Carlsen, the chess player. South Korea, probably like BTS or Blackpink. Australia, maybe Chris Hemsworth. Switzerland, oh, Roger Federer, he's Swiss, right? Germany, I don't know if he counts, so I won't say him. Probably Einstein. And then finally, Lebanon. Oh, Mia Khalifa. Do you guys agree? How long would you survive in these fictional worlds? This would be the worst, probably like a week. I'd probably retreat into the wall and then die from like debris falling. I guess however long I can hold my breath for, so maybe like 2 minutes. I don't think the Pokemon attack random pedestrians, so probably a normal lifespan living here. I kind of forget how the movie goes, but I think I can take 20 random people in a battle royale. It's like Fortnite, right? I would just live in the outskirts of Tokyo, because if I lived in the city center, probably like 1 month. Maybe a year, depending on who's protecting us. This is like a constant terrorist attack. This is GTA, right? Your chance of senseless violence increases a ton, so probably like 3 days. And then lastly, I died trying to like find a diamond in lava once, so not very long. Are these singers overrated or underrated? This is not going to end well. I think BTS is a bit overrated just by definition. You have to basically cure cancer to live up to their level of hype. Beyonce's overrated. It doesn't mean she's bad, but she has like 30 Grammys, so it's tough to match those accomplishments. I think she's an underrated actress, though. I love Harry Styles. I think he's accurately rated. Drake is slightly overrated, and I'm a big Drake fan. I think as an overall entertainer, though, he's probably a bit underrated. I don't really know them, but overrated because they have like 100 million subs on YouTube. I like Taylor Swift, but she was like the artist of the last decade, so she can't be underrated. I'll say perfectly rated. He's been low-key the most streamed artist on Spotify for like 5 years now, and he still kind of gets disrespected, so honestly a bit underrated. And Kanye? I don't love his new stuff, but he's the GOAT, so he's slightly underrated still. These are the most controversial questions on the internet, so let's take a look. Do you shower in the morning or at night? Definitely night. I can't go into my bed if I'm still dirty from the day. Wow, that's crazy. Would you rather be Instagram famous or TikTok famous? Obviously TikTok, Instagram's dying. And if you guys want the juice, the brand deals on video platforms are way more lucrative than IG. Wow. How do you like your toast cooked? I think 6 is perfect, 5 and 7 are also okay. Anything less and it's just bread, and anything more is burnt. Okay, that's acceptable. Do you bite or lick your ice cream? I bite my ice cream. Can't lick it because it takes too long. Wow, you have too much patience. Do you wash your feet in the shower? Duh, I hope you all do too. 25% of yous don't? How would a dog wear pants? I think the second one, because dogs can still stand on their hind legs. Wow, the internet is so dumb. And then finally, what color is the dress? The dress is and always will be blue and black. Which character do you think would win in a fight? Saitama would theoretically win this if we saw more of his power scaling, but until then it's probably still Goku. Batman's literally a rich guy in a suit, so I don't think he can beat anything supernatural like Spider-Man, and I think Spider-Man has super strength and shit. Godzilla's insanely OP, he has super armor and laser beams. Arceus is like the god of Pokemon, but I guess Ditto would just completely mirror it, so it's a stalemate, I guess. I'd give this to Bowser. He's like a fictional Godzilla. DK's pretty cool, though. I forget what Shadow looks like when he goes like Super Saiyan, but Sonic can literally stop time. He's like Dio. And then finally, oh my gosh, I used to argue with my friends about this. Grizzly bears by a mile. A gorilla has absolutely no shot. Every company thinks you're dumb, so here's some marketing tricks they use all the time that you should watch out for. So the decoy effect is when a company places an irrelevant option in the product mix to increase the perceived value of the most expensive item. So here it looks as if the large is an amazing deal, but if we remove the medium decoy, it becomes a lot less attractive. Anchoring pricing is quite similar in that it manipulates markdowns to increase perceived value. So here the $500 TV that's 62% off is bought way more than a $189 TV, despite them being the same exact price. Charm prices are prices ending in the number 99 to make items seem cheaper than they really are. This is because our brains read from left to right, and so the first digit is the most important for our brains to process. The illusion of scarcity is when false demand is created to increase value. So if you ever see only a few tickets left at this price, you're probably being psychologically manipulated. And then finally, bright red colors are used to capture attention and influence choice, so make sure you watch out for them. This video will test how much empathy you have. So this is a single-cell organism in its last few seconds before it dies. Human emotion is so strong that many people report feeling sad from seeing the end of its life, so have a look. Okay, well, how do you feel? Let's see if you're psychic, so heads or tails, go ahead and pick. Okay, heads, so pretty good, but here are 3 more randomized questions to check if you're truly psychic. So pick a number 1 through 10. Good job, 6s. All right, now pick a letter A through Z. Congrats if you chose B. And then finally, what animal is behind this door? Really think about it. That's gonna be a monkey. So how'd you do? Here's a test to see if you're European. So if you don't find any of these things strange, then you're definitely from Europe. So here we go. Paying to use the bathroom. This is the weirdest thing about Europe. You're giving the state money to pee, but then you could walk around naked. I don't get it. Yeah, there we go. I don't mind this though, but this would not work out anywhere else but Europe. This is cool that you have paid maternity leave. Mom should get like at least a year off, I'd say, for newborns. Greeting with kisses. Yeah, I like this, and I do this a good amount actually. I feel like a lot of cultures do this. Driving stick. No, this is obsolete. Europe's like committed to electric cars by 2035, yet they still drive stick shift. Not tipping. I know some European countries do tip, but tipping in general is dumb. I wish it didn't exist. Just adds on like 20% to your bill. And then finally, drinking room temperature water. So America does this a lot now, but ice is still superior. How do you eat these foods? And we're talking spoon, fork, or hands. Eating pizza with anything but your hands is just uncivilized. It's like the white chocolate of utensil decisions. I think I pick up asparagus with my hands to eat it. Maybe I'll use a fork once in a while. Hands, obviously. Come on now. I think anybody who eats coleslaw needs to rethink their life choices. It's nasty, but I guess a fork. Cake is definitely better with a spoon because then the crumbs don't fall through, so a fork's not really as optimal. Oatmeal could be a spoon or a fork, depending on what's in it, I guess. Bacon is hands. I don't think you could penetrate bacon with a fork. Ribs are also hands. Can't be afraid to get a bit dirty. Too many people use the fork on both ribs and buffalo wings now. It's pretty discouraging. Lobster is hands, I think. I like pry open the tail to get the meat out. And then finally, bananas. That's interesting to think about, but still hands. Which is the best in these famous trios? Classic. I'm a spoon guy though. I think a spoon can basically do everything a fork and a knife can. Rock, paper, scissors. I like rock because it requires the least amount of energy to throw. Neapolitan flavors. Chocolate's always OP, just more variety overall, so I'll go that. Food, water, shelter. I think food takes this because food has water in it, so you can survive on that alone. Is this a pork roll, egg, and cheese? Probably egg because of its versatility. It's definitely a superfood. The Holy Trinity. I'm gonna go with God since he's the genesis of the other two, so Father. And then finally, Control, Alt, Delete. Control is cool, Alt is meaningless, and Delete's pretty mid. So yeah. Which of these flavors is the best? Red by far. The rest of them aren't even worth eating. I wish they just sold the red ones. I've never actually had instant ramen, but I'm guessing the chicken is the best flavor. Everyone thinks Cool Ranch is the best, but the answer is actually spicy nacho. Actually I'm not sure. Pizza Pringles by a mile. The original ones are decent though. I don't drink Gatorade, but I know everybody likes the light blue one, right? I think Diet Coke has the best taste. I guess it's the aspartame in it. Peanut M&Ms are probably the best. I like the crunch. I'm not a big potato chip guy, but I think my favorite would be salt and vinegar. And then finally, ooh, s'mores is the best though, for sure. Only a true nerd will be able to guess these logos correctly, so here we go. I feel like I'm about to embarrass myself. That's the Avengers logo. I do know that. I feel like everybody does at this point. That's Whataburger, that burger chain in Texas. Pretty good. Wow. Okay. Let's just reset here. So that's Hunger Games. Jesus, is that like the devil? What could that be? Supernatural. Okay, I've never heard of that. That's Mortal Kombat, I think, with the dragon. Game of Thrones. Okay, never watched. That's from Zelda, the Triforce. Okay. I've never seen that. A lot of these look the same. They're all like an A. Assassin's Creed. Okay, I never played. And then that's the mask from Black Panther, I think. Transformers. All right, how'd you guys do? How long would you last? And I'll try to be as honest as possible. 2 minutes max. She would absolutely tear me up. With Kirby's sucking ability, probably like 30 seconds. She would pull some stuff on me that I would not be ready for, so maybe like 3 minutes max. Oh, probably like 2 minutes. 5 minutes if I'm really feeling myself and on my A game. If I'm being honest, my cardio is not good enough to keep up with somebody of her caliber, so not very long. I'm kind of intrigued on how this would go. Probably not long though, maybe like 3 minutes. And then finally, oh, I love Jolene, but probably like 20 seconds. So yeah, I don't think I'd last very long in a fight with any of them. Who's the GOAT in each of these sports? So let's see if you guys agree with me. Tom Brady, of course. Barry Bonds, not even close. I'll go Michael Jordan, but I think LeBron is the BOAT. Djokovic. I don't really know F1, but I think it's Lewis Hamilton, right? He's at least the most popular. Oh, there's this Australian dude who's goated, but I forget his name, so I'll go Virat Kohli. I'm not sure if he's even good, though. Cristiano Ronaldo. MMA, I'll go Khabib for sure. I don't think he ever lost a round. Floyd Mayweather. Ali's a close second. And then finally, hockey. Oh, Wayne Gretzky, 100%. Do you guys agree? Would you rather eat or drink these foods? Chocolate bars by a mile. Hot chocolate doesn't even taste good. It's all marketing. Oh god, I can't choose. Alright, I'll go ice cream, but milkshakes taste better if that makes sense. Orange juice, definitely. Who eats just oranges? Protein shakes pack more of a punch, but protein bars are more convenient. I'll go shakes, though. I don't think I've ever had either of them. Matcha? What even is that thing on the right? I enjoy a glass of wine. Grapes have no value, actually, without wine. I think smoothie. Acai bowls hit the spot at the beach, but smoothies are just more versatile. Ooh, I mean, I like the pumpkin cream cold brew, like the stuff at the top, so I guess I'll go latte. And then finally, coffee's just bad in general, so I'd rather starve than choose one of these. What do you call these things? And it's going to differ depending on where you live, but honestly, it doesn't matter because there's only one right answer anyways. So here we go. All right, so that's a purse. I think pocketbooks are like slightly bigger. That's a backpack. Book bag just like describes the use of the backpack. Who's calling these flapjacks? Those are obviously pancakes, which are mid. Couch like 90% of the time. If I use sofa, it's by accident. TV remote. Clicker just sounds weird. That's a truck. Who's calling that a semi? What even is a semi? Jammy sounds like you're like 2 years old. I call them pajamas. That's a faucet. Not sure who's using tap. And then that's definitely a sweater. Jumper is like a jumpsuit. So do we agree? Let's see if you could guess the video game by its map. This is gonna get so ugly, I'm sorry. Fortnite. I played Fortnite a couple times back in like 2018. No idea, I couldn't tell you. Call of Duty Warzone. I think I've played that before. Okay, that's Club Penguin. That might be the only one I know. Cool. Yeah, not getting this. I wonder what this is. PUBG, okay. Is that Pokemon? Looks a bit different, but I think it is. Okay, cool. Never seen this in my life. I'm sure it's an obvious one. Skyrim, okay. I was gonna say GTA, but I don't think this is GTA. Saints Row, okay. Oh, this looks so familiar. I don't know. Stardew Valley. I think I got 2 right so far. And it's only gonna be 2 because I have no idea what this is. Apex. How'd you guys do? Try to make it through this video without getting offended by my statements. I think BTS is a bit overrated just by definition. Literally nobody cares about your political opinions. It's like people's identities at this point. It's so weird. Porn is an abomination of a vegetable, which is kind of discriminatory towards lefties, but who cares about them? Canada's slightly overrated. I mean, you guys have Trudeau, and it's cold there. It's like America Light. It's super redundant, the acting's horrible, and I've never actually laughed while watching it. If it's my son, whenever he can afford it. If it's my daughter, probably never. Both are stupid. Politics is dumb. The dress is and always will be blue and black. Yeah, all the time. Karens are kind of based in this regard. Bert and Ernie, they're gay, right? No comment. Red by far. The rest of them aren't even worth eating. Yeah. Don't lie. Everybody does. It's okay. People like this are always compensating for something. I think they either have micros or they're just like depressed. Beyonce's overrated. If you're at a Chinese restaurant and there's no Chinese people in there, just leave immediately. Everything about the UK is overrated. Here are 7 questions that everybody 9 years or older should get correct. So how many continents are there? Well, a lot of people think North America and South America are one, but they're actually 2 separate continents, and so the answer is 7. How many oceans are there? So they recently dropped a new one a few years ago. It's called the Southern Ocean, so now there are 5 oceans. Who discovered gravity? So it should be easy, but I feel like some of you guys said Albert Einstein, but the answer is going to be Isaac Newton. What are animals without a backbone called? So some of you are maybe saying French people, but the answer is actually invertebrates. What is the least populated continent? Well, with only 5,000 people there during the summer months, that would be Antarctica. What is the thinnest layer of the Earth? So it's not the mantle, it's not the core, it's going to be the crust. And then lastly, what is 11 times 12? No calculator. That's going to be 132. So how'd you guys do? Which of these is more painful? This should be fun. So here's the thing. I'm sure birth is excruciating, but it's still like biologically supposed to happen. So it's more of like a natural pain. Actually, women do have a higher pain tolerance than men though, so it probably does hurt more. Scooter to the ankle hurts like crazy, but it's pretty temporary and more of like a stinging. I feel like a Lego can keep you out of commission for a while. There's literally no greater pain than a hangnail, especially because the only solution is to rip it off. A bad headache or migraine outpains a stomach ache. Oh, this got deep. I can't answer this one. I don't want my friends to see. Bee sting. I got stung like 2 months ago on my leg by a hornet, and it still gets itchy around that area. I'm probably poisoned. And then lastly, I mean, it just really depends on what you're into. These are the most controversial questions on the internet, so let's answer them. Is water wet? Water itself is not wet. It wets things. Like water on top of water doesn't change the property of water. It's like saying fire is burnt. That's far too low. How do you button a shirt? Obviously top to bottom. Only psychopaths do bottom to top. What day starts the week? I know conventional wisdom says Sunday, but nobody takes that seriously. Monday for sure. That's crazy. How do you draw an X? I draw like 7. There we go, smart people. Does the middle person get both armrests? I think they get none. The middle seat. You guys are too generous. And then GIF or GIF? GIF. Every single time. Apparently everybody pronounces these brand names differently, so let's see how many we agree on. Nike, Europeans say Nike, right? Nutella, is that the other way? Givenchy, I think that's wrong. Any French name I'm gonna get wrong. I say Porsche, but I think it's Porsche, but who cares? Sega, is that the other way? Adidas, that's 100% Adidas. Hermes, why do I feel like that's wrong? Volkswagen? That's gotta be right. Del Monte? I think it's Spanish. Oh no. Renault, I think. French car brand. And then Chipotle. I know that's wrong, but I don't care. These are the 3 hardest moral dilemmas, so let me know what you guys would do in each of them. Would you kill baby Hitler? Classic. What is the argument against killing him? It's Hitler. Like, shouldn't this be a no-brainer? And if you're concerned about killing a baby, just think about the millions of people you'd save. It's like the trolley problem on steroids, so no, I wouldn't even hesitate. That blows my mind, so more than half of the people wouldn't kill him? I just don't understand the counterpoint. Would you rather save 1 human or 100 dogs? I think this is where we'll disagree, but I'd rather save 100 dogs. 100 is just such a crazy number. Also, humans are kind of hit or miss. Like, what if you're saving baby Hitler? So 71% of children agree, but only 39% of adults. Not that surprising. Adults are kind of whack. And then finally, the trolley problem. So would you pull the lever to save 5 people and kill this innocent bystander? I've thought about this before, and I don't think I'd pull it. These are the most unattractive names a guy can have, so let's take a look. And don't get mad at me, I found this online. So Stanley, Hunter, Kevin, I know a lot of Kevins, Eustace, that makes sense, Lester, Ken, Cletus, sounds like fetus, Bart, hate that name, Brad, Gary, Sheldon, and Aiden. Which superpower is better? Teleportation. It's like the buffed version of flight. Because with flight, you still have to deal with birds and wind and stuff. Super speed. It's like instant travel. And I'm not a scientist, but like, shouldn't you be able to go back in time if you move at a certain speed? So super OP. Manipulation for sure. You'd be like Lelouch without all the Geass rules, so you can like read people's minds and then also command them to do things. I think immortality is pretty overrated. Like, I don't think anybody wants to live forever, so you might as well have like infinite chug jugs. There's no practical use for invisibility. Like, are you gonna sneak into like locker rooms? Shapeshifters can even just turn themselves invisible by like becoming a fly. I think reality bending is the most OP superpower. Like, I don't know if there's anything stronger than that. And then finally, laser beams or elasticity? Well, it depends. Like, can every part of my body extend? These are the most unattractive names a girl can have, so let's take a look. And don't get mad at me, I found this online. Ashley, Ellen, Prudence, sounds like prude, Barbara, Kaylee, Hillary, 2016 ruined that name, Helga, Alexis, Nora, Gertrude, so old, Bertha, I think of wide when I see that, and then Karen, shocker. These are the most attractive names a guy can have, so if you bear one of these names, then there's no reason you should be single. Brett, Tyler, Corey, I love Corey's, Pablo, Noah, Zach with a K, Dwayne, Blake, a lot of unisex names on here, Ethan, Jackson, Alejandro, fancy, and then Liam. I think they missed Sam. These are the most attractive names a girl can have, so if you bear one of these names, then there's no reason you should be single. Tori, Lexi, Desiree, lots of vowel endings, Kelsey, Kirsten, I love Kirsten, Nadia, Lily, is that short for something? Jessica, Adriana, that's a nice one, Jasmine, and then Aaliyah. Pretty accurate, I think. Do you prefer the cheap or expensive version of these foods? Wagyu. Is this even a question? Instant ramen doesn't look appealing whatsoever. Some good ramen with egg though? Prosciutto for sure. Cold cut ham is so overrated, though a cooked ham is definitely better. I think boxed mac and cheese uses American cheese, which is disgusting, so I always prefer the gourmet ones. Truffle's also a nice touch. Ooh, honestly a close one, but I think I'll go ahi tuna, nice and seared. I've never had gold flakes, but I've heard it's a waste of money, so I'll go sprinkles here. Depends on the context, but real Parmesan is so much better. The shaker one doesn't even taste like cheese, it's like cow's dandruff. And then finally, I would never cheat on Aunt Jemima. Artificial is much better than that tree sap. Here's a test to see if you're middle class, so if you say yes to most of these questions, then you're not poor, but you're definitely not rich. Why does every single person have this fridge? And it's always out in the garage too. And if you're upper middle class, you probably have the freezer as well. You have a Costco membership? I personally don't have one, but I think my mom does. Costco has some great deals though, and they have gas, which is always like 20 cents cheaper than everywhere else. Have you been on a cruise? I've never been on a cruise, but every family I know goes on one religiously, like Carnival or Royal Caribbean. I don't really get the appeal of them though. Do you enjoy any of these establishments? I enjoy every single one of these establishments, besides Trader Joe's, which is overrated. Starbucks and Target get expensive though, so that's probably like upper middle class, I'd say. Does every street in your neighborhood have a theme? Not anymore, but this is so true. It's always like animal names or like the names of presidents. And then finally, are you in debt? No comment. Are you smarter than an 8-year-old? Well, here are 6 questions that second graders know the answer to, so hopefully you all pass it. So how many letters are in the English alphabet? So hopefully nobody needs to count on their fingers, but the answer is 26. Approximately how old is the Earth? So our common ancestors emerged 2 million years ago, but the Earth itself is 4.5 billion years old. Who's the first president of the United States? So I think everybody knows this, even non-Americans, but from 1789 to 1797, it was George Washington. What two colors mix to make green? So this, of course, is yellow and blue, though yellow and black is also accepted because it does the same. How many days are in April? I'm sure there are some tricks you're using to remember this, but the answer is 30. And then finally, what is 77 plus 33? And no, it's not 100, it's 110. So how'd you guys do? Who played the character best? Ooh, I think it's Tobey Maguire, but maybe I'm relying too much on nostalgia. I know a lot of people like Andrew Garfield as like the sleeper pick, but I didn't see his second movie. Tom Holland's definitely the worst though. Probably unpopular, but I like Joaquin Phoenix the best. Heath is good, but I really like the movie Joker. Leto's a joke. Pattinson, though that might be recency bias, because Christian Bale is really good. I'll stick with him though. Same thing here. I didn't see all of them, but I'd go with Christopher Reeve. It's just classic. Catwoman. I can't remember Halle Berry's Catwoman movie, but I'm pretty sure it was good, right? So maybe her? It was like a dedicated movie, so it has to be. Then finally, I don't think I've ever watched a Bond movie, but everyone loves Connery, right? Do you prefer these kids' foods or old people foods? Obviously Oreos. Who's eating Fig Newtons in 2022? Not a big fan of either, but a good meatloaf hits the spot sometimes. But I'll give a slight edge to cheeseburger though, because meatloaf is like mystery meat sometimes. Raisin Bran. Fruit Loops is straight sugar. Chicken nuggets, but not those janky dinosaur nuggets. It needs to be like the gourmet fast food ones. Pudding cup, definitely. I always thought those were cough drops, so gummy worms, I guess. Don't old people drink milk too? Milk takes the edge though, but I do like grapefruit juice. Ooh, I think I'll go mashed potatoes, but this is really close, because fries are too hit or miss. And then finally, I like fish and chips, but sushi is levels beyond it. This is going to prove that we all have the same brain, so nothing I'm about to ask you is going to make sense, but there's a good chance that we still have the same answers. So what color is the letter A? Red. What color is the letter C? Yellow. What color is the number 6? Green. What color is the letter Z? Black. What color is the letter B? Blue. What color is the number 1? Red. What color is the letter Q? Purple. And then what color is the number 4? Green. Let me know if you guys agree. If you can read the word inscribed within this image, then you may have light vision. This is basically your ability to see white, so let's see if you have white eyes. It's going to get progressively harder, but I feel like you should be able to guess most of them correctly if you look closely. A good score on this would be like 9 out of 10 correct. The last two are pretty difficult though, so I don't expect anybody to get both of those right. Alright, getting more difficult here. I started squinting probably around here. So yeah, we have a few more. Here's where I think it gets super tough. Yep. And then I couldn't even see this one. Only a true geek will be able to guess these logos correctly, so let's see how you do. I don't identify as a geek, so I'm probably going to suck at this. I don't know, the Illuminati? Harry Potter. I've seen every single Harry Potter. I've never seen that logo. No idea. It's like Arabic. Lord of the Rings, okay. Green, is that Green Lantern? Looks like a Green Lantern. Okay, cool. That's the Steam logo. I have a couple games downloaded, like Fall Guys. Super Smash Bros, best game of all time. Definitely know that one. All right. Is that the Discovery, National Geographic channel? Okay. Aquaman, looks like a trident, so yeah. Percy Jackson, okay, I heard of that. X, is that X-Men? Wow, okay. And then, no idea. That's like the CIA, right? Shield Marvel. These countries have the most unattractive people, and this is based on surveys conducted on a few websites, so take it with a grain of salt. Poland, Estonia, no love for Northeast Europe. Peru, Spain, Turkey, Germany, China, that's surprising, Lithuania, Korea, India, British, I knew that was coming. And Ireland. You're all attractive, though. Which country has the best of these things? Food. I'll go Italy or Mexico. Honorable mention to Japan. Women. My girlfriend's watching, so I'll say Philippines. United States by far. Military is also United States, but maybe China, who knows. Also the United States. The UK is pretty solid, but still not close. People. Probably Ireland or Canada. Actually, the Philippines. Scenery. That's gotta be New Zealand. From pictures, at least. I want to go. Culture. Ooh. I'll go Japan here. And then politics. Nowhere. Antarctica. Do you prefer these old or new logos? The Snapchat ghost was so cute with the face. They probably should have kept the old one, but maybe like brighten the yellow a little bit. Everything about Facebook was better in 2012. Now they changed their name too. I don't know if they'll ever rebound. This is a travesty. The old Burger King was beautiful. The new bird just looks like it got a haircut and like tanned up a little bit. It does look cleaner though, so I like that one. Old Netflix is nostalgic, but it reminds me of like lag and buffering. The new one's nice. Green is just a weird color in logos. Kind of glad they got rid of it. So what, they dropped the name and eliminated the black? Yeah, I think that's smart, makes it more concise. The old one looks like a nuclear reactor logo or something, so the new one makes more sense. And then Instagram, yeah, the old one. Facebook ruins everything. This is the loudest sound that was ever produced on the surface of this planet, so I'm gonna play it right now. No, I'm just kidding. This is actually it. It was the Krakatoa volcano eruption in Indonesia back in 1883. It registered at 310 decibels. And for reference, chronic ear pain and ruptured eardrums occur around 100 decibels. A jet engine directly in your ear would only be 150 decibels. Anyways, good luck. Pretty cool, right? Let's see if we could beat these animals in a fight. This is like an average night in New York City, yeah. I was at not 100%. I think I can take a cat. Might get scratched up a bit, but I think I win that every time. Fair. Kangaroo is a straight up 50-50. I know they have strong kicks, but I saw a video of a guy punch a kangaroo once and stun it. So maybe. Okay. Large dog. I think my chances are slim unless it's like a golden retriever or something who would probably submit. Makes sense. I know eagles are massive, but I think like in close quarters I could probably grab it midair and then start pummeling it. Oh wow, no confidence from people here. Ooh. I think there's like a 10% chance I win, just like land one on the chin. Is that insane? Okay. And then elephant. I just don't see how I'd be able to penetrate it. Definitely not. Who's beating an elephant? These are the most common girl names in the world, so let's see if any of you girls made the list. Olga, Patricia, Anita, Elizabeth, Marie, Elena, Mary, Anna, Anna, Fatima, Jan, and then lastly, we have Maria. Are you on there? I'm about to read your mind, so here we go. So think of a shape inside of your head. A simple shape, like a square. But just not a square, because I just said that. Do you have it? Easy enough, right? There's no trick questions here. All right, so cool. So now that you have that, I want you to think of another shape and then put it around your first shape. Do you have it? Okay, so that's it. So you could have chose any shapes in any order, yet all of you guys chose a triangle inside of a circle. The mind is pretty simple. These are the most common last names in the world, so maybe you can find your family in the comments section. Khan, Nguyen, Ali, Umar, Singh, Young, Devi, Leo, Chen, Zhang, Li, and Wang. Are you there? What do you call these things? And it's going to differ depending on where you live, but honestly it doesn't matter because there's only one right answer anyways, so here we go. Shopping cart. Trolley's like a tram. Like imagine calling it the shopping cart problem. I call it soccer in private, but I say football in my videos sometimes because I know I have some international viewers and I care about you guys. I was shocked when I found out that everybody doesn't call this Mischief Night. Devil's Night's pretty messed up, actually. That's kind of cool. It depends on the structure of it, but that's an ice pop, always. Elevator. I know the Brits like to say lift, but I can't get on board with that. No pun intended. Shrimp or prawn? Aren't they two different animals, or am I dumb? That looks like shrimp, though. Munchkins. I don't know if Duncan invented Munchkins, but it's just more concise and cuter than Donut Hole. Those are flip-flops. Thongs are underwear, and sandals are more like closed toe. Here's a test to see if you're black. So if you say yes to most of these questions, then you probably don't look like me. You have a plastic bag filled with other plastic bags. I actually used to. I didn't realize this was a black thing. I thought it was like a lower middle class thing. Does this chicken need more seasoning? Yeah, I'd say a little bit. I don't really care too much because I'm like cutting right now, so chicken's chicken. You love Steve Harvey. I mean, he's okay. The only thing with Steve is you can say like a totally valid answer on Family Feud and he'll act like it's the wildest thing he's ever heard. Are you naturally funny? No, I don't think so. I do think that black people on average are the funniest though. Is Black Panther the best Marvel movie? No, not even close. It's either Endgame or maybe like one of the Spider-Mans. Do you have rhythm? No. Well, like bare minimum. And then finally, did you vote for Obama? I was like 12 when he ran, so no. Would you kill these insects if you saw them in your house? So let's see what your morals look like. Yes, always. Doesn't even matter where. I think they're the second deadliest animal of all time. Humans are first. They look gross, but I think they're harmless, so I wouldn't kill it. Yes, kill them on sight. No, I typically don't. I'm not that scared of spiders, and they're not poisonous, so I usually just like put them in a cup and then release them outside. I go back and forth with this, but I justify swatting them sometimes because they go on food. It does feel weird though. I hate these things. This is like the new invasive species on the East Coast. It just dropped from China, lanternflies. If you see these, you have to kill them. Wasps, yes. Bees, no. Bees are chill and like important, but hornets and wasps need to go. And then moths? No, they're sweet. They're like night butterflies. I think they eat your clothes though. Let's see how easily offended you guys are. So these are some of the worst statements I've made over the past month. Enjoy. These are my least favorite minorities. I couldn't tell you why, but I like the white ones better. This looks like somebody threw up on fries. I don't know. Is that corn too? Probably unpopular, but this should be 21. And you should have to take a basic IQ test beforehand. Overrated. I'm not even sure the people who play it like it. So here's the thing. I'm sure birth is excruciating, but it's still like biologically supposed to happen. If the United States cared about soccer and put our best athletes towards it, we'd win every single World Cup. And if you're concerned about killing a baby, just think about the millions of people you'd save. What the heck is a hush puppy? Why would they choose an airport? The Illuminati's so cringe. Only make up 10% of the population, yet they make up 100% of the annoyance in my life. Besides Trader Joe's, which is overrated. Especially when you realize none of them actually care about you and they're just using you as pawns. Hillary? 2016 ruined that name. I think that's hash browns, which if it is, that's the most overrated potato out there. Yeah, I agree with that. This is how you survive these life or death situations, so this might be the most important video you ever watch. If you're ever alone and choking, make a firm fist and put it slightly above your stomach. Then you're going to want to grab with your other hand and perform various presses until the food is dislodged. If you're having a sudden heart attack, stop what you're doing and sit against a wall with your knees bent and your tailbone positioned about 6 inches away from the wall. This is to increase your circulation. Take slow and deep breaths and then just wait for help to arrive. If you're ever in a car accident, if you have a second before impact, grip the wheel in the 10 and 2 position and make sure to stay straight and avoid hunching or ducking because vehicle safety systems and airbags are designed for normal driving positions. And lastly, if God forbid you find yourself in a fire, stay low and crawl to avoid the rising heat and to protect your respiratory tract. Use a bra or any sort of cloth in order to cover your mouth. And if you do catch on fire, make sure to stop, drop, and roll. Stay safe. Who's the GOAT at these random things? Rapper? Drake, hands down. Serial killer? That's messed up. I don't want to answer that. But Bundy. Mascot? Probably the Geico Gecko. He's everywhere. YouTuber, PewDiePie, not even close. CEO, probably Steve Jobs. Changed the entire world with his concepts and grew like $1 trillion company. Actor, ooh, lots of good ones. Probably like Buster Keaton, like an old head, or Jack Nicholson. Athlete, the GOAT of all athletes. It's got to be like Joey Chestnut, because not only is he incredibly dominant, but his sport is eating, which every human ever has done, and he's the best at it. And then superhero. This will always be Spider-Man for me. Would you eat these questionable foods? Slightly molded bread. Honestly, I probably would. I just rip off the moldy area. I wouldn't put that in my mouth directly, but save that for some banana bread, then it has actual use. Food with hair. Oh, that's so gross. It depends on the establishment if I'd send it back or not. Like one time I was at KFC and there was a hair that was fried into my chicken. No, I don't think I'd touch a bruised apple, because bugs go inside fruits in that condition all the time. 2-day-old milk. No, I'm pretty strict about dairy being fresh. Can't do that, that's nasty. A water bottle from the 90s? Yeah, why not? Time travel a little bit. It can't be that bad. I don't think water expires. And then undercooked pork? No, no way. That's not safe. I don't eat raw beef either. These are the greatest foods in the world according to a recent survey of over 25,000 people across the globe. So let's see if you guys agree. So number 12, we have a hamburger, unsurprisingly. Next up is risotto. Was surprised to see it on here. Into the Asian food, we have dim sum. And then mochi. Number 8 is a cheeseburger, making the distinction between its non-cheese counterpart. Gyoza, or dumplings in English. Paella, not sure how that made the list. Sashimi, nice and simple. Tacos, which I think were robbed of the top 3. And then we have ramen. In second place is sushi. And then shocker, pizza. What do you guys think? Everybody writes these numbers and letters differently, so let's see if we agree on the correct way to do so. As I mature, I find myself using the one on the left a lot more to avoid the lowercase L confusion, but I'll still use the other one when I'm like jotting to myself. Unless you're a founding father, I don't see any reason to not use the modern 2. I don't mind a little tail action. I think anything to cursify the text is always a win. I do the soft bottom. I feel like my writing's just more approachable that way. And my M's have kind of softened out too, actually. If you still draw your 4s like the one on the left, then you must have been born before World War II. Same thing here, though the cross does have some swag, so it's a bit more forgivable. I love putting that little curve on my T's. Makes me feel fancy. I do it for my eyes now, too. And then J. I still use the top, but I think I'm going to start phasing it out. It looks a bit janky. Here are some hidden meanings within logos that may blow your mind. So the Beats logo isn't just a bee, but actually somebody wearing their headphones. The FedEx logo has an arrow hidden in it to symbolize speed. The Toblerone logo isn't just a mountain, but has a bear within it, which represents the coat of arms for Bern, which is where the chocolate is made. The Tostitos logo shows 2 people holding a chip above the eye and then dipping it in salsa. The 8 of Hearts that we've all seen a million times actually has an 8 hidden within its structure. The Tour de France logo aptly shows a figure riding a bicycle. The Baskin-Robbins logo includes the number 31 to represent a new flavor for every day of the month. And then interestingly, the Pepsi logo redesign in 2009 cost $1 million. But more, it was inspired by the Parthenon, the Mona Lisa, the Hindu numerical harmony, Earth's gravitational field, and the speed of light. Pretty cool, right? Are you hard or soft? Let's see what you prefer more. Soft shell's more versatile. There's nothing worse than eating a taco and the entire infrastructure starts collapsing. I think soft serve has its moments, like on hot days, but hard ice cream allows for like more ingredients to be baked in, so naturally a bit better. Soft pretzels are levels better than hard pretzels. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. I'd take Italian bread or like a semolina over white bread any day of the week. White's kind of whack. Applesauce is kind of irrelevant now. I never see it anymore. It's good though, but I like apples better. Soft cookies by a mile. Like fresh out of the oven when they're gooey. That's the best. And then bacon. I think hard bacon's a bit too crispy. I like it when it's a bit softer. These are the most racist countries in the world, according to surveys conducted by the Washington Post and Business Tech, in which 85,000 people from 61 different countries were asked about their experiences. A lot of this is because of high levels of homogeneity, so make sure you remain respectful and not cast assumptions about people just because of their country. So South Korea, South Africa, Palestine, Kuwait, Philippines, Egypt, Libya, Bahrain, Lebanon, and India. So what do you guys think? Here's how to improve your mood in just 20 seconds. And everybody should try this because it's backed by science and it can really improve your day. The first, you're going to want to relax your tongue to the bottom of your mouth because it's probably tensed up towards the roof of your mouth right now. So take a second to do that. After that, put your shoulders back and your chest out so you can open up the sternum, which is going to be extremely important. Now you're going to force a giant smile on your face for the next 5 seconds, even if it looks dumb. Just do it, it will work, I promise. Great, love the smile. While you're finishing that up, take your hands and put them in a butterfly motion like so, and hold them against your chest and then slowly start alternating. Cool, and now to finish it off, take a deep breath in for 3 seconds. You could go ahead and follow the prompt. And now exhale it for 3 seconds. And then bam, you should feel a lot better. Do you call these things by their brand names or generic names? Obviously styrofoam. You should be on some watch list if you call that polystyrene foam. That's definitely Tupperware. Food storage containers too drawn out. Neosporin, same thing, like who's calling that antibiotic ointment? Way too long. I use them interchangeably depending on what's in the medicine cabinet. I don't really have a preference here, but I probably use sticky notes slightly more. Oh wow, I didn't realize Frisbee was a brand name. Definitely that though. That's a hacky sack. Footbag sounds a bit weird. Velcro's a brand name? I've never heard anybody say hook and loop. Correction fluid sounds suggestive. Whiteout for sure. That's a onesie. Infant bodysuit's pretty weird. And then definitely Jell-O. Pretty cool. Do you prefer these old or new logos? Whoa, I didn't realize the old Nike logo was red. I kind of like that better, but the black check mark's iconic, so not the worst redesign. Does anybody still use Firefox as a browser? The original one looks like a duck. Should be Fire Duck. I think it's too aggressive though, so good rebrand. I know a lot of people miss the old Gmail logo, but the new one's more vibrant and I think it aligns with Google better. Domino's. So the old one integrated the domino into a pizza box, which is pretty cool, and the new one's just a domino. I think the new one feels safer and cleaner though. They sucked all the fun out of the new logo. The old one was at least like playful and made sense with the content. I actually don't mind the new one. The old one gives me like Windows Vista flashbacks and buffering. Apple, oh wow. I would go out on a limb and say nobody would buy their iPhones if their brand was based around that old logo. Then finally, nothing beats the old McDonald's logo, back when the ice cream machines worked. Are these people celebrities or influencers? I think Kylie's a celebrity. I think a good litmus test is if people above the age of 60 know them, and I'm pretty sure they know Kylie. Charlie was on Dancing with the Stars, and she won, so I think she's kind of crossed over into the celebrity classification. I don't even know who this is. Looks like Lil Dicky, so guessing he's like an influencer. Lil Nas is definitely a celebrity. He just has like a powerful online persona, but he's at like award shows and stuff. Jojo Siwa, she was also on Dancing with the Stars, and she plays in the Celebrity All-Star game in the MLB, so probably a celebrity, I'd say. Influencer for sure. I think the WWE move made him a celebrity because now he's more like mainstream and reaches non-internet people. Gordon Ramsay's certainly a celebrity. He just happens to be good at social media. And then Mr. Beast. He's weird because he's an influencer, but he's bigger than everybody else in this video. Here's a video that shows how just a single cell can evolve into a salamander. It's pretty amazing. It makes you think, like, at what point does life actually begin? Where's the exact chemical moment that creates consciousness and thought? Like, I understand cell division and growth on a biological level, but that inflection point when nothing becomes something seems impossible to pinpoint. I'm curious when you guys think it happens. And then given that answer, at what point is it no longer ethical to kill this salamander? Like, can you interrupt it right now? And if not, what's the difference between right now and then 10 seconds from now? But anyways, it's starting to take its more regular form, as you can see. By the way, this entire process takes about 3 to 4 weeks. Mothers lay about 400 eggs at a time. And then there's the salamander ready to go with the heartbeat and everything. Pretty cool, right? A list of the most beautiful sounding baby names according to linguistics has just been released. So if your name appears on this list, then people really love to say and think about your name. William, Zoe, Isaiah, Rosie, Sophie, my sister's name, Julian, Leo, Ivy, Matthew, Everly, Sophia, which is the top girl's name, and then the best sounding name in the world is Zane. So let me know what you think. Let's see if we could guess the influencer from their scandal. Solicited and pursued 13-year-old girls online. So this would be EDP. I actually think he got caught again recently, which is crazy. Yeah. Filmed a dead body in a forest in Japan. Logan Paul. This is like Internet 101. Too easy. Family bribed college officials to get accepted into college. This is the daughter of the Full House lady, Lori Loughlin. I don't know her name. Oh yeah, Olivia Jade. Accused of grooming underage boys. I think James Charles, right? I don't really keep up with his lore too much. Okay. Engaged in with a cat. Oh yeah, and blackface. That's a terrible tombstone read. That's Shane Dawson. I thought it was a dog. Posted a video dancing to the Quran. Like the Islamic text? That's wild. It must be a TikToker, right? Nessa Barrett. I gotta see that video. And then made past racist remarks. Every influencer ever. Jeffree Star. Okay. Do you prefer the current logo or the redesign concept? I actually like the current one much more. That redesign is terrible. Ooh, I actually really like that 7-Eleven concept. One of the few times where simplification actually works, I'd say. The redesign distributes the color better, but it starts to look like too techy and less gamey. Wow, that looks like Pac-Man. Keep the existing one for sure. I actually like the redesign here. I guess that red circle indicates record, and then the text is a bit more bold, which is good. Am I going insane, or did the old Google Maps logo look like the redesign? If not, they need to adapt it though, that's much better. The current logo is perfect as is. All lowercase looks kind of weird too. Looks like they ripped off the Google Drive logo in the concept. Them too. I guess it's a perfect logo. Here's a test to see if you're odd. So if you do any of these things, then you're definitely a bit weird. Sleep with socks on. That's dumb. Like what if it's cold in your room? Privilege. Flush the toilet seat while sitting down. Oh yeah, 100%. Because then when you're flushing, the residue probably splashes up on you. It's gross. Prefer end pieces. It's one thing to enjoy ends, it's another to prefer them over the middle. Like they're not even comparable. Condition before shampoo. Kind of weird, but more so misguided. Probably never grew up around women. Get in the shower before turning on the water. This is clinically insane if people actually do this. Like what even goes through your head here? Don't wash your legs. Yeah, this is more so unhygienic than weird. Like your legs are the largest body part for most of us, so you gotta keep them clean. Pour milk before cereal. This will never make sense. Like why would you put the liquid before a solid? And then use the bathroom naked. What? These are the same food, but which tastes better? Nothing beats the holiday Oreos, especially for Halloween and Christmas. I think there's flavoring in the dye, there must be. I think slices genuinely taste better. Maybe some chemical reaction happens when you cut it to enhance the flavor. Can or bottle? I think soda in a bottle, especially when it's cold, it's like so much better. Nothing beats a fountain soda though, like in the styrofoam cup with the cubed ice. I think the mini ones are too small, so it like tricks my brain, so regular for me. I think diagonally is like more professional, so it makes it more gourmet, so I think it tastes a bit better. Oh, Munchkins taste much better, because you can like just have it in one bite and get like the full explosion all at once. Cereal at night is great. I feel less guilty when I do it like that. When you eat it for breakfast, you're like trying to excuse it for being a healthy breakfast. Is this a joke? Neither. The most accredited name site has officially announced what the top 15 baby names in 2023 will be. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think of these. Some are pretty bad. So Halston, Brayland, Wild, Noah, Sunday, we'll probably shift to Wednesday, True, Omri, Sayer, Rose, Linus, Cosmo, Everest, Elio, like the pizza, Archie, and then Alden. Thoughts? Would you let your children watch these shows? Half the people I talked to weren't allowed to watch this growing up, but I don't know why. I think I'd let them. Not a chance. I'd rather catch my kids watching than Caillou. Do kids still watch Sesame Street? I think that's fine to show them, right? I don't think social media is good for kids, so probably would avoid this if I can, to be honest. I guess when they're babies, this is like good background noise. I'd rather them be listening to like World War II podcasts, though. No, this show creeps me out. I've never watched, but I think it's innocent, so yeah. Disney's kind of hit or miss nowadays, so I'd have to monitor it, but probably fine. Could get annoying, though. Then Masha and the Bear. I've never heard of this show. Do you prefer these old or new logos? They completely botched the new Petco logo. It's too simplified now, like why would you get rid of those cute animals? I can't believe what they did to Mr. Pringle. Is that his name? Either way, old is definitely better. Probably the worst redesign in history, so obviously the old one. They just zoomed it out a bit. Oh, I think the puzzle pieces are less pronounced. Yeah, I think that works well. The new Kia logo doesn't even spell Kia. It looks like KN. I remember seeing this on the street and not even realizing it was a Kia. I think the new one's much better. The old one was like too boring. They needed a font change to compete with Amazon. I actually don't mind the new Pizza Hut logo too much, although all old fast food logos were classic. And then Pepsi. I wonder what mastermind was behind this. Literally the same thing. How do you eat these foods? Pizza should always be head-on from the point. Actually, I take that back. I can forgive a good crust bite. Yeah, makes sense though. Dipping salad into dressing one leaf at a time is psychopath behavior. But then again, only psychopaths eat salad. Far too many dippers. I don't really crave raw cheese like this, but I imagine I'd cut it off and not be so barbaric. Okay, civilized society. I go classic with just milk. I put ice in my hot tea though, but that's about it. Yeah, figures. Depends how hungry I am, or if I'm at a restaurant, but I do enjoy a good shoveling. Wow, kind of surprising. I don't think I've ever eaten canned ravioli in my life, let alone from a can. That's pretty sad. And then lastly, fresh bagels. No, they shouldn't be toasted. Old bagels should though.